avoid doing that, please do not try to drive 3 girls in that age range who have just played 5 hours of hockey practice or camp. They smell awful. I mean, they're disgusting human beings. I mean, no, Maura. We're driving on the highway and you get out there, it's like a speed limit 70, and I got the windows open, all 4 of them, because I can't be in the same car. They smell rancid. And it just if you keep the windows down, it compiles. It's like the smell finds more of itself and builds upon itself, and it's exponential.
I mean, isn't that just hockey equipment in general? I've always heard NHL locker rooms smell horrible.
What can I tell you? The NHL has their own. I'm sure they have the best odor fighters imaginable. These 11, 12-year-old girls do not, so they smell terrible. And I'm driving home with them, and they're singing awful music and with terrible voices. It was a terrible experience. I'm lucky to make it back alive, quite frankly, but I did. And so I got back a little late when I jumped into the game. It was bases loaded and Cal was up. That's literally where I turned the game on. And then obviously Cal comes up with the big single, and then Julio has the home run, and I'm just this game is over. Maybe Chicago will, because they're going to start just throwing strikes up 7-1. Maybe Chicago will come back a little bit, and that happens. As long as you don't walk guys with a 6-run lead, you're probably going to win that game. That's kind of my strategy. Just as long as you don't start walking guys around the bases, you're probably going to be fine. And I think most pitchers in that situation start throwing more strikes, because the worst thing you can do with a big lead is walk people. So you just start, throwing them strikes. And yeah, they might get a couple hits, and Pizzardo gave up a couple home runs. Not ideal. But the offense is just, when it comes to life, it is so powerful. And it isn't going to come to life every inning. It's not going to be the most consistent offense. But when it does, it's just so threatening, and it has so many pieces to it. Yeah, it kind of feels to me like I wish Justin was here to talk about engines. He would have a really great analogy and knowledge of what kind of an engine they're like. But it feels to me like there's something that doesn't start up all the time, right? You might pull the I don't know, cord on getting the engine going more.
You need to get away from this analogy.
I know, this is me operating out of my comfort zone.
I was talking to Brock about how earlier in the season when they were on a hot stretch, and it just kind of felt like even if they got behind in a game, you knew they were going to come back later. Even if a team pulled closer, like last night, you just had that confidence. But it didn't feel sustainable. You were like, Polanco's not going to stay this hot. Yeah. Now I feel like I have that confidence, even if a team pulls a little closer or whatever. I think they're going to pull it off, but it feels sustainable.
I think that is exactly right. There is because it looks real in addition to being seeing it with your eyes. What your eyes are showing you very much backs up what your mind is telling you when you just look at the lineup card. When you see 6, 7 guys that are all capable of doing damage on any given night, and the other guys are quite frankly hot. We're going to talk about a couple of them later today. I really think there are a few people in this lineup and on this roster that are not getting talked about enough because they're not household names or for whatever reason. And 2 of them are in the bottom third of this lineup. You can figure out which 2 guys those are. I don't think it's going to be that hard. But 2 guys that I think need a lot more conversation around them. I don't know whether they're developing to stars or not, but they're absolutely playing like the kind of players that you need on a team that has designs on something big. So last night's another really good night for the Mariners, just continuing to build their confidence, continuing to watch, Billy Hamilton / Josh Naylor steal bags at an unbelievable clip. Lyle, what does his baseball savant page say on his base running?
On his sprint speed?
Just on base running value. Have you looked at all recently on his percentage in his where he is in the league in terms of base running value?
38th percentile?
I think when they traded for him, he was in the 15th or 16th or something.
Because sprint speed, he's 3rd percentile.
Okay, so that's how slow Josh Naylor is. 97% of the league is faster than he is, right? That's what that means. 97% of the people in Major League Baseball can run faster than Josh Naylor. And yet, he's stealing bases at a clip only seen once before in the entire history of the game by arguably the fastest sprinter ever in baseball, Billy Hamilton. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
He's stolen 10 bags in his first 12 games with the Mariners. The only player in history to have ever done that before is Billy Hamilton with the Reds, and who is certainly the fastest player I've ever seen, and I think is probably one of the, let's say, 10, 15 fastest players ever in baseball, and maybe better than that. Billy Hamilton's ridiculously fast.
Now I'm pulling up the list of like the actual players behind Josh Naylor in sprint speed because he's 517 out of 530. And you've got, Giancarlo Stanton, you've got Alejandro Kirk, you've got Rowdy. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Where's his brother?
Bo? I might have to scroll for a while.
How is Giancarlo Stanton in the same category as Rowdy Tellez?
Well, because he's like stiff and old now.
Yeah,
crazy.
Maura, did you see that double play the other night where he looked like
I guess he's old, but just looking at body type, because it's hard to believe that Naylor can do what he can do with his body type.
Baseball's weird, man. Like there are guys who just sort of, for whatever reason, can be effective. He's obviously a smart player. He obviously, is paying attention. He talked about that last night, and he hits another home run as well. So. Yeah, there is. You're right, Maura. I love the word you're using, sustainable. I think that is, of all the things we've talked about with the Mariners, there were times this year where it did not feel sustainable because guys felt like they were playing above their capability, and you knew that that was not going to last, that was not, quote unquote, sustainable, because that's just not always the way the world works. Now you've got 6 guys, spots 1 through 6 in your lineup that feel very sustainable. And then the 3 in the 7, 8, 9 hole, first of all, you don't need them to sustain it game in, game out. But they're also, with all that pressure taken off them, able to do damage after a pitcher. And it makes sense just from a mental standpoint. I don't have evidence of this. But I'm just trying to imagine. You're a starting pitcher, okay? And you're gearing up and you're looking at this lineup and you're like, holy gosh, my God, look who I got to get through. So you do it, you fight your way through, and you deal with Randy and Julio and Cal and Naylor and Gino and Polanco, and you're like, okay, phew, I did it. Take a little break here. Gonna go 7, 8, 9, bottom of the order. I don't really know who this Dom Canzo. Bang, home run. Darn it. Right? Well, all right, I'm down to the 9 guy, and I want to be a little careful because I don't want to walk anybody in front of the top of the order. I'll just throw them fastballs. Bang. Like that's the challenge you run into with this lineup. If you decide that it was a mental and physical strain getting through the first 6, careful what you wish for at the bottom of the order, because they're not perfect players yet, but they will do some serious damage if you make mistakes and if you let up. So I really do like the way it's built, and it does feel more sustainable. You're absolutely right. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here. I want to give you guys everything you need to know. The Mariners winning was not the only piece of good news last night. Plus, haven't even talked about it yet, but we got football tonight. We got Pete in the building.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10, pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. Tolling begins soon, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good-to-Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Rare and luxurious 100 years of exceptional automobiles is currently on display at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Feel the thrill of racing simulators. It's excitement for all, and out-of-town visitors will love it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding.
Restrictions and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side, we are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park, Friday, August 22nd, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is grand salami time. Cal Raleigh with his 3rd grand slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show.
He got him. He puts him away.
And the ball game is over. Another phenomenal save by Andres Munoz. Head to Mariners.com to grab your seats and see the full lineup of special events, including Kids Appreciation Day, Sunday, August 24th, and the Logan Gilbert Funko Pop giveaway, September 8th to 10th. Plus, check out a great slate of marquee interleague matchups against the Padres, Cardinals, and Dodgers.
Julio clubs this deep out to left field and gone. Julio for the 2nd time.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, well, is this getting fun yet? Sure seems to be for me. Mariners starting to wreck everything in their path, at least offensively. This lineup very dangerous all the way through last night. Cal doing it with a bases loaded double. Naylor had a long ball, a couple of stolen bases, of course. And Julio, well, he took care of the rest.
Cannon ready. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Delivers. Swing and a well-hit ball. Deep to left field. Holy smokes, it is over the out-of-town scoreboard. A rocket to left center. Julio Rodriguez with number 21 on the season. Scores 3 more. 5 runs are in here in the bottom of the 2nd. And the Mariners now lead the White Sox 7-1, a 3-run shot off the bat of Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, I would say he got all that one. That was absolutely crushed. You could tell right away. And I love Jay Buhner laughing in the background. He's going to join us at 9 o'clock this morning. It tightened up a little bit late. Bullpen had some struggles. Bizzardo didn't have it. Gave up a couple of long balls. Munoz, not at his best. He made it even closer late, but they did enough. They secured the 8-6 win. George Kirby, very good once again as well. I thought that Cal single was sort of the thing, though, that blew it open. And Dan was complimentary of where his catcher's been offensively.
You know, I think his at-bats have been great. You know, that his last at-bat, he drove that ball to left field. I thought he hit that ball in the numbers. You know, he hit the ball in the numbers a couple times last night with nothing to show for it. So, you know, I feel like he's back to where he has been. And
which is good. They need him, obviously. And I don't know whether he's all the way there. Got to have the results. But, yeah, I'm glad the process is where they want it to be. Rough night for, you know, most of the rest of the playoff contenders. Astros, Tigers, Red Sox, Rangers all lose. So Mariners 2 games out in the West. Just 2 games out in the West. Game up on the Yankees for the second wild card. Pretty good spot to be in. Chance for a dominant sweep with a matinee this afternoon. Logan Gilbert against Shane Smith.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Finally, football returns to Lumen Field tonight. In fact, it's going to be a night of returns. Pete Carroll going to be there to make his Raiders preseason debut. Why wouldn't it be debut is I think the word I was going for. Why wouldn't it be in the building that he called home for more than a decade? Geno Smith not going to play, but he'll be there as well. Mike McDonald excited to see his squad on the field.
There's so much to get out of these games. There's a lot of position battles that you want to see. You want to see how guys, handle, live and in color schemes that necessarily they haven't been seeing the last, X amount of practices. Going against other people is really exciting. Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. And we want to win the game. So that's how we'll call it, and that's how we'll handle all the situations. But getting our guys, great reps as well. We want to get our guys an opportunity to go show what they've been practicing and been training to do.
Absolutely. Game time, 7 o'clock. Michael Bennett, Mike Robb, Kate Scott. That's your call on King 5. And, of course, you can listen to Dave and Steve right here on Seattle Sports as well. Very good opportunity for Jalen Milroe and some of the other young players. But he's the guy that I think has, a really cool experience and opportunity tonight to just go through and show everybody what he can do. Got to imagine he's going to have a fair amount of playing time. Sam Darnold's not going to play. I don't think Drew Lock will play that much. We might get at least a half, if not 3/4 of Jalen Milroe time, which, yeah, frankly, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, seriously, what is going on with Josh Naylor?
And there goes Naylor, the third, and the running behind him, Gino. Pitch on the way, a strike, no throw by Tila, double steal. Holy smokes, we got some rabbits on the bases, and it's led by Josh Naylor.
Yeah, rabbits or something like that. I don't know what they are. They're like that rabbit, that emotional support rabbit that we saw in San Francisco that day at the Giants game, except they're hopping around the bases. Naylor's out of control.
Naylor's a little more like that bear that was charging Bowie.
There you go. That's a good one. Thank you. The only other player in Major League history, we just said this, to steal 10 bases in his first 10 games with the team is Billy Hamilton of the Reds, who might be the fastest player of all time. He got those 2 bases and hit another home run last night, did the same thing 2 nights ago. So he joins Ichiro as the only Mariners to accomplish that feat. You don't need to be fast to steal bases on this team, Cal Raleigh explains.
Obviously, lately it's been a lot more, but I feel like this year we've done a better job of when we get guys on, guys are looking to go. I think that's kind of a cornerstone of a good base runner is, he gets on first and he wants to get to second, and then gets on second and he wants to get to third, and vice versa, and all the way to home. So, you gotta want to have guys who want to get to second, want to get to third, and not just satisfied with just getting on first. So, you see a lot of teams do that. Brewers, the Royals, those are two off the top of my head that play that kind of brand of baseball, and I think we're doing a better job of that.
Pretty cool. They are showing a lot of different facets to this offense, and the speed definitely, or at least the stolen bases, seem to go with everything else that they're doing right now. That is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here in the Brock and Salk Show. Yes, we will talk to Jay Buhner at 9 o'clock. He was in the booth for the last few games, which is great. Love having Jay there, and we'll get a chance to chat with Jay at 9 o'clock, and after he wakes up and get some of his musings there. Okay, all right. A lot of Mariner stuff today. as I said, I got 3 guys that I want to make sure we give some credit to. We're going to be getting pumped for tonight, and we've got a lot of Seahawks conversation later. What to look for, who can help themselves tonight, where our eyes should be. We'll dig through a lot of that stuff, getting ready for the first preseason game. Maura emailed over this question about Geno Smith that has been rattling around in my brain ever since. I think I've got an answer for you, Maura, and we'll dig into that a little bit later today as well. Before we do it, let's learn a little bit. Let's learn about the most important position in all of sports for all of time. That's next on Brock and Salk.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
You still have 40 million plus vehicles globally that are driving around with a potential ticking time bomb, a grenade in either their steering wheel or their dashboard. When we look to what injuries may have transpired from a defective airbag, we generally see loss of vision in an eye, or we see facial lacerations. We also see hearing loss. Unfortunately, we started seeing death after death after death. When that passenger airbag exploded, it basically degloved his entire face. He lost his nose, he lost his right eye. The type of catastrophic injuries that one is more accustomed to seeing in a Hollywood movie, and not something from a device in an automobile that's supposed to protect you. Morgan & Morgan has a national reach in terms of handling and prosecuting cases. Notwithstanding the team of lawyers that we have collected that focus only on product liability day in and day out.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Ant Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Ant Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I think it's going to be a really cool book, Brock. We are just a couple of weeks away from it being released. American Kings, a biography of the quarterback. It comes out September 9th, as written by Seth Wickersham. And we got to read a nice chapter excerpt from that on the ESPN website here just in the last couple of days. I really enjoyed it. Great stuff on the quarterback. So texted Seth, and he was willing to come on and hang out with us for a few minutes. Good morning, sir. How are you?
You know, how great is it for me to join your show when I'm not under attack?
Yes. It's rare. Yes. Are you going to say something mean?
You know, when I'm not a divisive, subject within the greater Seattle area, it's so much calmer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, between where do you have more issues, here or New England?
Well, I would say this, and that's that, like, it was a close contest for a minute there, but like both markets have kind of come around to me.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Sherman, has done a great job of backing up everything that I wrote about the Seahawks back, years ago and then some. And fortunately, Brady and Robert Kraft have done the same thing with New England. So at this point, I think that I think everyone's pretty getting along pretty well right now.
And yet, the next thing you write that people don't like when they read it, they will feel they will not remember that you turned out to be right about either of those things. They'll be just as mad and calling you a liar and saying you made the whole thing up the next time too.
Yeah, it's the life we chose, or I chose. Yeah.
Well, so I think that's actually a great segue into the book that you did write, because it's not that kind of book. This is not a tell-all. There's not a lot, right? If I understand right, this is not, investigative journalism. This is much more trying to get to the heart of the most interesting position in all of sports, the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. But, I wrote this book for anyone who's played quarterback, who used to play quarterback, and who's been fascinated by it. And, what I wanted to do with it, my goal was to show what it's like at all these different stages, from first picking up a football to being a retired Hall of Famer and everything in between. And, I wanted to get the realest glimpse that I could of what it's like to do it, both the ways that it's thrilling and cool as hell, the way that it's, can be cruel and there's folly involved, and And I think that, like, you know, so it follows a bunch of guys and it tells a bunch of guys' stories within that who are not exactly main characters. And, you know, again, I think that, like, you have to hardwire yourself to make it through this winnowing process from 16,000 starting quarterbacks every year in America to 4 who make it into the Hall of Fame. And, you know, once you've done that, how you know, deal with those, with the way that you've wired yourself, I think is really, really fascinating. But, you know, Arch Manning's in there as a way to tell the entire story about the Mannings, Warren Moon, Elway, you know, famous people who are no longer with us, like Johnny Unitas, and obviously, and, you know, people that you might get to know, like Colin Hurley, who was a really young quarterback, ended up at Louisiana State last year as a 16-year-old freshman, wanted to be on the fast track to everything quarterback, had a horrible accident last year where he ran his car into a tree, nearly died, and, you know, thankfully he came out okay. So, again, you know, that's a dangerous road that I think a lot of these quarterbacks lead with very little guidance, but I wanted, again, just to try to show it and try to let people in on this very fascinating and very uniquely American job.
Why did you tackle this story, Seth? Because lots of books have been written about quarterbacks through the years. What was the impetus? What was the lead for you to try to do something not done before?
Because I'm not like you. Because I played quarterback in high school, and, you know, I was a failed quarterback. Like, I couldn't do this. And, you know, I played in Alaska, so the book is not a morass of my failed career. I'm not Alaska's Uncle Rico, but it is about an unending curiosity. Like, what would have life been like if I had made it? And through all these stories, you know, I did a podcast with Alex Smith, who's a great dude, my colleague at ESPN, and he read the book, and he's in it for a couple pages, but he read it, and he was like, you know, there are so many stories, you know, from other quarterbacks that I read that I felt like were exactly my experience. And that was my goal with it, to try to, like, show, you know, what this is like from every angle, and, you know, let the reader understand that, like, look, if this is something you could have done well, you know, this is what life might have been like for you.
I appreciate that you say you were different, supposed to the non-failed quarterback like Brock. I mean, he failed just at a later stage, right?
Yes, that's very true. If I could have shut off that other voice that was on my shoulder, like, you're going to throw a pick, do it this way, don't. Like, if I could have shut that voice off, especially at the professional level, maybe I wouldn't be doing this and dealing with Salk every day for the last 17 years of my life.
Well, and that's what I mean. You know, I think that the quarterbacks need to create a kind of ecosystem for themselves where doubt cannot be allowed to come in. And to do that, they have to be willing to be the center of a solar system that revolves around them. And, like, you know, I think back to Andrew Luck. I mean, he's someone that I spent a lot of time with a couple years ago, and, you know, he was uncomfortable with that. Like, he realized that who he had to be a great quarterback was in conflict with who he wanted to be as a person at home, how he wanted to go through the world. And I think that was a lot of the reason why he walked away when he did, was because he didn't really like who he was as a quarterback. And people who end up on the other side as Hall of Famers figured out a way to make peace with that. And that's really an interesting psychological journey.
One of the things I love in the excerpt that we had a chance to read here, which is a lot about Sean Payton and about Bo Nix, but, you know, obviously kind of speaks to much more general themes. What did you learn about choosing and finding the right quarterback for a team?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of this book obviously is about, you know, what life is like, and it's kind of deep inside the experiences and the heads of these guys. But you can't write a book about quarterbacks without addressing the age-old question, and that's like, why do so many of these guys fail in the NFL? Why does this not work? Why can't people be better at coaching and drafting and mentoring and tutoring them? And I've known Sean Payton for years, and you know, I wanted to talk to him about this, and so we met at a hotel. And, you know, he looks at me and he goes, do you promise with this is in March of 2024. And he says, do you promise with every shred of your integrity that you won't share this with anyone? And I'm like, sure, yes. And he pulls out this manila folder, and it has all these statistics, this algorithm that he put together for all of the quarterbacks that are considered the first round guys in the draft that year. And it was like a failure index. He wanted to try to judge processing speed, which everyone knows is like quite a bit different from college to the NFL. And it's like, that's the golden goose for talent evaluation. It's like, is there a predictive measure for it? And Sean, as a quarterback, he was good. He played professionally, but he struggled with like the processing and the multitasking. Like he could throw the ball, but he struggled with all the things that Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes and all these guys do so well. And so he wanted to find a formula to kind of address that inefficiency. And also it was a little autobiographical for him. And when he ran all these numbers, Bo Nix came out by far the most efficient quarterback out of the group. And I think that he used the formula to narrow the selections and then use his experiences with Nix in the scouting process to, to confirm all of his suspicions.
It kind of strikes me reading it that a big part of, at least for Sean, is avoiding the negative as opposed to just achieving the positive. And I would have expected that from Bill Belichick, from maybe even Pete Carroll, who was really against his quarterbacks making mistakes. But thinking about the Sean Payton offenses with Drew Brees and the just sheer volume of passes and yards, I don't know, that kind of jumped out and surprised me a little bit. And even the way he's measuring negative plays is a little different than we might think.
Totally. And like, it's essentially like a failure index. It's like, how often do these guys fail? Are they sacked? Do they take a negative play, or do they, God forbid, have a turnover? And, that's what he wanted to look at. And, for what it's worth, Caleb Williams' numbers were horrible. We're the worst of all of the first round guys. And, I think Caleb's going to be a good NFL quarterback. We'll see like how he does this year, but it's just one man's idea, but he's someone who has, he's one of the best offensive minds of his generation, if not ever. And, this was how he tried to, address and answer for that age-old question, which is, how do you evaluate a college quarterback's NFL potential?
Mm-hmm. Any Seth Wickersham here with us. Awesome. This is just wheelhouse stuff for Salk and I, both the psychology of it, the position. It is front and center here in Seattle, pretty spoiled, really, with Matt Hasselbeck and Russell Wilson for nearly 2 decades. And even Geno, had a resurgence. And Sam last year had a resurgence. I'm curious, is there any chapter, any anecdote on that? Why we have seen some of these guys that were quote-unquote busts and failed in other markets find a resurgence in a home the way that Sam did in Minnesota and Geno has the last couple of years in Seattle?
So that's a fascinating point, and it's one that I've thought a lot about, and I actually cut a chapter about it because, I couldn't include every single thought I had ever had on quarterbacks, but what you're touching on is fascinating that's happening right now, and it's like this entire economy of quarterbacks that – remember, Caleb Williams and Caleb's dad wanted him to have some agency. I wrote about it in the book over where he was picked because they know how much that matters. That you have, who drafts you has a huge, huge impact on your future, and you have no control over that. And I think that what we're seeing is a bunch of guys like Darnold, like Baker to a certain extent, definitely like Geno, who were drafted into situations that were historically poor, managed to survive. So they got broken in those situations. They managed to survive. They managed to go to places where they can take a little bit of a reset, learn from some smart coaches, and then when they get their shot again, it's like the game has slowed down enough and they kind of understand things in a way that they weren't able to do so before, and it gives them another life. And I think that that's something that's really interesting because for the longest time, if someone was a bust with the team that they were drafted by, I mean, they were out of the NFL. It was gone. And I think that that situation has changed quite a bit. And I think it's kind of, again, it's a big reflection on how few people can evaluate quarterbacks and how few people can coach them.
Well, I would say this too, Seth.
Will Levis, for instance, I think could be one of those guys. I mean, he had some success his first year, and he got hurt. You know, he has to get his shoulder right. But if he could go someplace, assuming he leaves Tennessee, like where he can work with a coach who knows offense, he might be one of those guys who could reemerge in that kind of ilk.
Well, it's really good timing because just this week, Sean Payton talking about some of these things publicly in the Denver market, and he doesn't mind taking a shot at the league, at Roger, at other owners. And he said something that Mike Mayock said to Salk and I in the lead up to the draft in March. Mike, off of experience, I think, with the Raiders and the NFL and all his years around it, and Sean obviously still in it, they both said the same thing. And that is 20 to 25 teams have hope right now in training camp, but got no chance because there's no ownership. There's no alignment with ownership. There's no commitment really from ownership to have alignment throughout the organization. So as you kind of elevate from just the individual of the quarterback position to the collective of the league in these different environments, in your life experience, Seth, around all these teams and organizations, do you buy that? That there's like 20 teams that get this wrong, and they get it wrong because from the top down, ownership-wise, it's just dysfunctional.
Absolutely. I mean, Bill, you know, with all respect to Sean and to Mike, you know, Bill Walsh said that. He said, you know, he always said we're competing against like 8 teams. Like those are the teams that have their act together. And, you know, the rest of them don't. And, you know, Belichick, I think, echoed that quite a bit. I mean, you know, I wrote a book on the Patriots, but, you know, you go back to his football life and he's talking about, you know, how poor the Patriots were the season prior against the top teams in the AFC. So it really didn't, you know, matter that they, you know, won 11 games or whatever it was. They couldn't beat the teams that they needed to beat. And, you know, and I think that, like, again, quarterback is a position that fascinates America most. I get into how it became fascinating, which really is interesting, and it goes back to 1885. But it's the position that Americans are fascinated with most and know the least about. And I think especially from a mental point of view, the things that you talked about, how you deal with stress, doubt, you know, the ego involved that you have to have. I sat down with Steve Young and we started listing all of the hats that a quarterback has to wear. And I think that we stopped at 24, which was insane. I mean, that's different than playing, you know, center field for the Yankees.
Does Russ factor into this story at all?
I didn't. So I picked my characters. They were somewhat subjective, but like, you know, I picked them either based on stories that I simply had to tell because they were cultural archetypes like Unitas or Namath, right? Or stories that I was personally fascinated with. And like Russ didn't factor into that. It has nothing to do with him, but like, you know, it just, when I narrowed down the people that I wanted to really laser in on, he just wasn't one of them.
Okay, so I kind of have two things here, and they're related because I'm looking for some long-term advice for us as radio hosts because this year we're going to be judging Sam Darnold every day, every week. Certainly, that's part of the gig, and we'll see what transpires with him. So I guess the first question is, what should we be looking for with Sam Darnold? To judge him and figure out whether or not he's capable of being the franchise quarterback here in Seattle. If he falls short of that and the Seahawks find themselves back in the mix to potentially draft somebody, we'll see what happens with Jalen Milroe, but if they're back in the mix, what's the number one thing that they should be looking for then and that we should be calling for here on the radio saying, no, you need to make sure you get the guy who does X?
Oh, man. I mean, I would be really, really rich if I could answer those questions with certainty. I think that, you know, look, I think that you judge quarterbacks in a lot of different ways, but ultimately it's points scored. I mean, it's not statistics, even though that's part of it. I think it's points scored. So do the Seahawks have a potent offense? You know, I think that that's the main thing. And do they have components that defenses consistently struggle to shut down? And then I think that, like, you know, when you look beyond Darnold to whoever, you know, the next person might be, I mean, you know, and I do spend more time on this in the book than just the Sean Payton stuff, but like, I think we're evaluating college quarterbacks in a game that fundamentally just doesn't resemble the NFL. That's another problem with it. I mean, the hash marks in college create so much space for college quarterbacks, and the NFL game is kind of played in the middle of the field, whereas college isn't. And so I think that, like Caleb Williams, his numbers last year throwing over the middle, I mean, I think the coaches thought that he was tentative about pulling the trigger, throwing over the middle, because he hadn't done it very much in college. And I think that when you're looking at scouting college quarterbacks, there's two components. There's the pure arm talent. And even though we say, oh, this guy can make all the throws, we really don't know until they actually do it, and they do it again and again, and they do it in the highest leverage moments. And then there's a question of handling mentally, being able to handle everything that comes with being an NFL quarterback. And, I think that, that, again, is something that if there was a formula for that, it would be great. I mean, I think that Jalen Hurts is somebody who you can tell that he kind of lives in his own world. And I think that, there's probably – it comes off as a little zen-like at times and maybe a little confusing, but I think that, that helps him. And it helps him deal with something when he's the quarterback of a football team and is responsible for a lot of things that he has no control over. I think that how they choose to handle that type of tension and stress and pressure would be the things I'd be looking at.
Well, this is my mind is just, as you can imagine, racing, Salk, and I've been doodling a lot of thoughts here. And I didn't realize Seth and I are kindred spirits. I mean, I was from Southeast Alaska in Puyallup. He was from Alaska. What town up in Alaska did you quarterback in?
Anchorage, yeah.
Yep. So, we go way, way back. I land on this. Yeah. I think I land on this one, Seth, as much as anything. And after I say
all of us subarctic quarterbacks.
That's right. To answer Salk's question, what are we looking for? I think I'm landing on this, and I'm living a life experience. It's really unique right now, watching my son kind of develop into a quarterback and my own life experience. I land on the fact that I don't think you can be a pleaser and be a quarterback today.
Mm-hmm.
All these personality traits, these different, the way you framed it earlier of Andrew Luck and, the framework around you, the bubble, whatever. But I'd be really curious if you think back to all these different guys that you have interviewed from 1885 on. Mm-hmm. How many of them, by nature and their personality, were pleasers? Because I am, and I was, and it got to a point in a crossroads in my career where that ended me. You can't do that and perform at this level. I think that is an attribute that we'll study, I think, more and more in time at the position.
Alex Smith talks about this. He was valedictorian of his high school class, and when he got to the NFL, he thought he had to be perfect. He thought he had to be Joe Montana, Steve Young, and Peyton Manning all wrapped into one. And football was playing for the 49ers was the first time he had ever really failed at something. And his sense of self, he told me he had no sense of self during those years. And, there were some outside factors also, but I think what you're saying is right, because he wanted to please so badly. And because of that, I think that he was riddled with a certain amount of insecurity that really haunted him for a long time, maybe until Jim Harbaugh got there.
Yep.
It's cool. I'm excited to read the book. Just a couple weeks away. It's called American Kings, a biography of the quarterback. It comes out September 9th. I assume you can buy it at that point everywhere, Amazon or local booksellers or anywhere you like to find. If you're a Kindle reader or whatever, it'll be everywhere. Seth, we appreciate it. Always love your work, even when we trash it and say that it's all lies and made up and you have no real source. No, sorry, that's other people who do it.
Exactly.
Sorry about that. You and Don and the rest of the group, we love what you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you guys do read it, I'll happily come back and talk about it. It's got a lot of great stuff. What it's like to be a quarterback, what it's like to be married to a quarterback, divorced from one.
Oh.
It's really.
Are these all experiences you've had, or just these are through interviews? Wow.
Thankfully, it's all other people's.
Okay. Hey, appreciate it, man. We let's do that. Let's talk after September 9th. Once we had a chance to read it, we'll have you back, and we'll talk again. Thanks, buddy.
Have a good day, you guys.
Yeah, I got a little vacation coming up. I know everyone, Salk, you're always on vacation. No, not until October. I'm going to go away during the Seahawks bye week, just for a few days in October. So my plan is to read that book during that vacation. So that'll be early, or it's mid to late October. So right after that, we'll have Seth on. Does that work? Is that cool with everybody? Am I allowed to take a vacation during the Seahawks bye week, or are people just going to get mad at me again?
I mean, I think you know the answer to that.
I'm doing it either way. How's that? I really don't care whether people get mad at me. I'm going to work from now until then. I think we're coming in on Labor Day, right? See, we don't get the credit for those, holidays that we come in and work. Going to come in on Labor Day, I think. I mean, I'm happy to not. I don't need to work on Labor Day if you don't want me here. But I think, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. We got a pennant race going on here. We got a lot. I guess it's possible that I could have to, cancel that trip if the Mariners are in the World Series. I guess there does come a point at which you just got to say, all right, I gotta do this, that, and the other. We'll see.
If they're in the World Series?
When? You're right, Maura. When? What is this if garbage? When is absolutely right. I tell you what, they keep playing the way they have over the last couple of weeks. It's a very real conversation. We're going to discuss what they did last night, and then I told you I got 3 guys I want to make sure we show a little love for at 7:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here, and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, Rare and Luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 7 for Brian Wu.
Home. Home is where you get to cook things up just the way you like.
Swing and a miss.
Where you're never afraid to get in the kitchen.
He got him. A huge strikeout from Logan Gilbert. It's 7th tonight.
Where you serve Carve. Put some extra mustard on it.
There's the fist pump by Luis Castillo, strikeout number 10 on the night.
And get a little spicy.
Set a heater at 100. Back-to-back strikeouts for Andres Munoz.
Now you're cooking with gas. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
Don't miss 2 epic giveaways during Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend. The fun starts tomorrow with Ichiro Jersey Night at 6:40. The first 20,000 fans will score a 2004 jersey thanks to Sato. Then it's Replica Plaque Day Sunday at 1:10 when the first 20,000 fans head home with a Hall of Fame collectible. Tickets at mariners.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Get it freaking out! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Yeah, this Mariner offense, Brock, when it's not always going to be, dominant, it'll have some moments of sleepiness. But when it roars to life, it is loud. Right?
Oh, I'm sorry. What? What'd you say, Lyle? What'd you say, bro?
Give Lyle a break. It is one of those things where when it pops off, it really, it comes out with violence and force, and it might only be 1 or 2 innings a game, but
all right.
God,
you said something. You're so astute, Salk. You're just such a brilliant man. And here's the thing.
Like I'm being set up for something.
No, here's the thing. It's gonna allude to that. The show ain't right unless Salky's in that seat, just stirring it up, and me mixing it up and throwing my little punches back at you. But you said rightfully so. Let's watch Naylor. Let's we've watched him from afar. And it hit me last night finally. And you may totally disagree with me, and the audience may, and that's totally fine. And I'm not, what's that term, footballizing baseball, right? Baseball I've learned to and grown to really, really appreciate and love it for what it is. But, dude, Josh Naylor is Marshawn Lynch. And what you're talking about is like the Seahawks offense in 12, 13, 14. Like when it popped, how much freaking fun was that? These Seahawks pitchers are like the Seahawks defense. Right, you know what you got. You got like elite talent, elite level, difference making, league appreciated, media conscious. Like everybody knows what they are. But when Marshawn came to the group, Marshawn changed the party. And I don't want to make too much of this really small sample size. But have you had someone just, I don't know, instigate? Have you had somebody in his own, instigate's totally wrong term. Have you had someone change the temperature for the Mariners, personality-wise, play-wise, the way that Marshawn totally changed the temperature of that Seahawks offense and crew?
Oh, hard one because, as you said, the sports are so fundamentally different that way that it's harder to do as a baseball player to totally change that temperature on the field.
Did you listen to that cut I sent you in the early hours of last night from the White Sox?
Yeah, I got that. Crew? You want to hear? The amount they hate him is really great.
But how many times have the Mariners had that player? How many times have they had the player where the opposite broadcast crew, right, is just like, this dude hates us? Seriously.
Bring up Josh Naylor, the first baseman.
And he sends one deep to right for a home run. A 2-run homer for Josh Naylor. And I didn't even get a chance to talk about what he did last night. 2-0 Seattle.
Boy, he hates the White Sox. Let's just say it. I mean, when he was with the Guardians, he didn't like the White Sox. Moved to Arizona, disliked the White Sox. Here, hates the White Sox. Just, it doesn't matter. You know, I should say he loves the White Sox, but he hits these balls and he tosses the bat like he says, I hate you.
Well, he kind of seems to do that to everybody, though, right? The disgust factor is large.
It's so good.
I don't know that I can come up. I mean, maybe you guys out there can think of one. I've been trying. So I'll open a text line 866-979-3776. I like your comp, Brock. There's definitely something there. Is there another player in baseball, not just with the Mariners, is there another baseball player you can think of who constantly seems so disgusted by everything the other team is doing?
Tommy Pham?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Tommy Pham has his own weird quirks and issues.
He's been on 19 teams.
Right. I mean, Tommy Pham.
For a reason.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's hard to deal with. Right. Like, it's hard for his own teammates to be around him. Everybody has him, and it's like, yeah, I can't do it. They move on. So, yeah, maybe. But I think Tommy Pham's issues run a little deeper than that. Good start. We can keep going if anybody's got any other suggestions. I can't come up with one like in baseball history of somebody who's just so freaking disgusted by you. How dare you throw me that pitch? God, what a terrible pitch. Of course I hit it for a home run. Idiot.
What a terrible move to first. I'm going to steal more bases than anybody in baseball, right? Since I've been a Seattle Mariner, and I'm going to tie. So, you know that guy down in Atlanta called, what was it, Mr. Freeze? Freeze that chases people down
Freeze,
around?
yeah.
Yeah, the Freeze. Can you imagine? Do you know who in the annals of baseball history Josh Naylor is tied with, like in his first 13 games for the new team?
Well, we've got this in Need to Know. Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton.
Fastest
Billy
player of all
Hamilton
time.
is Freeze.
Yeah.
Naylor looks like the chum salmon. Like, it's just not a fair fight until, well, baseball instincts play a big role. Timing plays a big role, right? Just the dude knows how to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep watching that every single night. And I'm sorry to sabotage your segment on all the goodwill of this offense and all the fun that it is, and Julio going off, and nice to see Cal respond and start but this guy is just feeling like the friction straw, the edge that you just need. You just need in the sport of baseball, in a team dynamic, in a business culture. Like you need that one. And you love it, Salk. It's kind of like Chris Clemens too. I think I said that to you last week, or someone else. And it's great to have that edge.
I'm gonna guess he's a little easier to get along with in the clubhouse than Chris Clemens was in the locker room. So it's a good comp for like the rest of the world. Chris Clemens, I think, was a little hard for his teammates to deal with, also though, because he was a little unstable and a little bit. You didn't know what you were gonna get day to day.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy is
You
that.
know what you're going to get.
Yeah. I love it. So some of the suggestions coming in for people who are equally as disgusted by what they see. Albert Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Different. I didn't see disgust with Albert Bell. Just wanted to fight you.
He's an anger management.
Anger management. Totally different. I'm sorry. I'm gonna veto that one. I don't see Randy Arozarena at all. No, I think Randy's weirdly happy.
Randy's
when
in
he
his
does
own
stuff.
world. Randy's in
Yeah.
Randy land. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't see that. Bunch of people saying Jose Bautista. I don't really remember. Oh, Jose Bautista.
Oh,
okay.
The guy that got punched in the face.
Yeah, maybe. There might be something to Jose Bautista.
How about the guy that punched him in the face?
Huh?
How about the guy that actually punched him
Now,
in the
he
face?
was more of a spark plug, though.
Yes.
Right? He was more of a spark plug. That's Odor, Rudniet Odor.
Yes.
He was more of a spark plug energy guy, but he certainly got under people's skin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether there was disgust. Pete Rose. I wish I could remember Pete Rose better. I mean, I was a kid when he was playing, and I know he played it with this hustle and determination, and
But I know why that texter. I'm sorry to cut you. I know why that texter said Randy, because Randy's in his own space a little bit, and it feels like Josh is in kind of his own space. But yeah, the demeanor.
I'll tell you, this might be a good one. I think I like this one better. How about Gary Sheffield?
Ooh.
When Gary Sheffield hit a home run, he looked disgusted that you had thrown him that pitch.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Now, totally different vibe, I think, in general. I mean, Gary Sheffield was so intimidating and did the whole, wrist thing. And I've told you my story, too, of the crazy interview I did with Gary Sheffield, who was awesome and talked about, like, steroid accusations and drug use and, racism in the minor leagues. And I wasn't recording and missed the entire thing. Oh, it was awful. One of the worst moments of my career. It was terrible. But he was very, very intense. I think that's the best comp. I like the Gary Sheffield one.
Oh, someone else makes a half decent one.
Who's that?
Is he the offensive version of George Kirby?
Ooh, yeah. There is some to that. There's a little, there's a similarity there.
Furious George.
Yeah, that's a good. That's good. There's some similar.
You know what the
feist.
Seahawks? You know what the Seahawks needed, man, when they rebooted this thing. And I'm gonna come.
Michaela Maroney is the best.
That's actually a good one. She always looked a little upset.
She did have that RBF. That poor Michaela Maroney. She basically invented the whole thing.
The Seahawks.
That's a good one. Thank you, 253. That made me laugh.
The Seahawks, when they rebooted, right, with Pete and John, and turned over every rock and 450-some transactions in that first year, Salk, right? They really added some young talent. They added KJ. They added Bobby. They ultimately drafted Russ, right? They did those things and added talent. And the Mariners have done that. And they drafted and developed Cal, and they drafted and developed Julio, and they've got a farm system that's just exploding right now. But you know what they needed? You know what Pete and John needed? They needed Marshawn Lynch in that mix.
Yeah, you need it. You need some edge, and there's no doubt that this guy brings some edge to this team, and it doesn't work unless you're also kind of bringing the hitting and everything else that he does. He's a pretty interesting player, man. I really like him. I've
been this enamored in 2 weeks with a Mariner in a long time.
I know. It's not Milton Bradley at all. Sorry, you guys can take that one right off your lips. No chance. Don't even write it again. Rafael Palmeiro, maybe he looked like that, but the stories I've heard about Rafael Palmeiro off the air sounds like, or away from the game, sounds like he's like one of the worst people ever in baseball. So I'm going to not make that comp either. Yeah, Kirby's baby face takes away a little of it, but I think that's a pretty decent comp. Kirby's got a little of that similar edge that this guy has.
2 back, baby.
Brock, you want to sign this guy right now?
I do.
I do too. How could you not?
I do.
Like, I understand there's going to be some questions about Suarez and the age and this and that, what you're going to pay at that point for Gino Suarez.
Yep.
Don't you want to sign Josh Naylor tomorrow? Like, just sign him up. Let's go. Like, I've seen all I need to see, right? Lyle, would you sign Josh Naylor tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know what the number is, obviously, but
yeah, I mean,
I'm having the conversation.
You can't imagine it's going to be astronomical, number one. Number two, he's 28. And number three, what are you doing at first base if you don't sign him?
Yeah, I'm in. Sign me up for like 4 or 5 more years of Josh Naylor as a big part of this thing. He is, Brock, I'm right there with you. Thank you for hijacking the segment. That worked out very well. No,
I think if you ask the texters, that might be one of the more unanimous yeses we'll get.
Sign this guy up. Man, I haven't seen anything not to like.
Not a Boris guy?
I don't know, but like, if he's got... Is he going to ask for more money based on the speed factor and everything he's doing on the base paths? Maybe you need that to calm down first. All right, we're gonna talk about 3 other guys, Brock, at 7:30, who deserve a little bit more credit than I think they've been getting so far for this season. So 3 non-household names, well, at least 2 of them for sure, but 3 guys that deserve a little bit more credit. That's coming up at 7:30. We'll give you everything you need to know next.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
All right, guys, it's summertime, right? And that means everybody is busy. Everyone's running around, driving around. I told you I had to go drive 3 stinky hockey-playing girls around yesterday. They smelled terrible. So you're busy. I'm busy. We all are. But you don't want to start using that as an excuse, right? You got to lose that weight. You got to start that diet, workout, weight loss plan, the whole deal. And Eastside Weight Loss Clinic will make it so easy. You're not going to feel like you're adding something to your busy life. No way. You're just going to lose weight. I lost 35 pounds. Ryan Rowland-Smith, saw him a couple weeks ago. He's down, 30? Listener texted in, down 42 pounds. With more to go, you can do this too. Dr. Coogan's worked with over 4,000 local folks here to deliver successful results. So be the next. Schedule your 15 minutes. Call Eastside Eastside Weight Loss Clinic or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Looking for an epic summer night in Seattle? Be here for the Mariners Drone Show at T-Mobile Park, Friday, August 22nd, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
It is Grand Salami time. Cal Raleigh with his third Grand Slam of the season.
The team is taking on the A's at 7:10, and after the game, we'll be lighting up the sky with hundreds of drones, celebrating Mariners icons past and present. Don't miss out on a jaw-dropping post-game show. Head to Mariners.com to get your tickets today.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, two-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, are aches, injuries, or everyday pain slowing you down? Well, it is time to move better, feel stronger, and get back to doing what you love. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is now accepting new patients, and no referral is needed. Their expert team offers personalized hands-on care to help you recover faster and stay pain-free longer. Shannon, what is it like to see new patients walk through your doors?
Brock, it's wonderful. You know why? It's because it's an opportunity for us at IRG to make a difference in someone's lives. It's so important that when people come in, they experience engagement, coaching, teaching. We build relationships with our patients, and we want to make it easy. We all know that healthcare has a lot of what I call minutia in it. We have a concierge call center. When you call, we're going to check your authorization, verification, certification, justification. We're going to find out everything we need to know about your insurance, and we're going to make it easy for you because we want you focusing on getting better.
And all you got to do is head over to irgpt.com to find the clinic nearest you. irgpt.com.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. A first.
I mean, this team is starting to be real fun to watch, Brock. Mariners are wrecking everything in their path right now offensively. The lineup, dangerous all the way through. Cal, that was right when I tuned the game in. I told you I was driving these smelly, gosh, these hockey playing girls smell awful. I was driving 3 of them in the car, Brock. I had the windows fully open. They're singing. I told Cecily she had to keep her arms down. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So I got in a little bit late to start watching the game, and as soon as I tuned in, I saw this with the bases loaded.
Here's the pitch on the way. Cal with a swing and a line drive down the right field line, a fair ball into the corner. Here comes Canzone. Crawford running third, being waved in. He will score. The throw-in is cut off by Sosa, the second baseman. Around to third goes Randy. Cal Raleigh with a base hit down the right field line to score 2 with 2 outs. And it's now the Mariners 4, the White Sox 1, and Cal Raleigh comes through, and that's got to feel great for Cal.
Yeah, Julio followed that up with an absolute cannon shot. Oh, my gosh, to left field. But, man, when the offense comes to life, Brock, you really feel it.
Yeah, you do. And Cal was talking about it with Shannon on the Cal Raleigh show of what a lengthened lineup just does. You know, when he's behind home plate and he's had to call games against teams like that, it is a real challenge.
You know, finding a way to get it done, stealing some bags. Guys are pretty comfortable in the lineup. You know, it's a long lineup, so really, you know, hard to get a lot of guys out, you know, consecutively. So, like I said, the lineup's a lot deeper than it has been in the past, and it's already, you know, paying off dividends.
Now, it did tighten up late. Bullpen had some struggles. Bizarro didn't have it. Munoz,
White Sox
not
can hit
his
some
best.
home runs now.
They've
right?
got a little something.
They got a little, you leave a cookie out there, they'll let it eat.
And when you're up 7-1, you're probably going to leave some cookies out there because you don't want to walk anybody, and that's what you should do. So they do enough. They secure an 8-6 win. George Kirby, very good once again. And everybody else basically lost. Astros, Tigers, Red Sox, Rangers. Mariners are 2 games out. I mean, I told you yesterday I think they're going to win the West. And when you just get to 2, that's almost, you're in it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, 2 games, nothing.
Yeah, and you know, we talked then about the 1 and 2 seed, right? And Toronto is the best team, and my gosh, did you see what they did to the Little League team that plays in Denver yesterday?
It's not right. Dropped a 20 spot on them like it was nothing. Chance for a sweep. Go out, see them today. Matinee game, 1 o'clock, Logan Gilbert and Shane Smith.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
You know what today is, Brock?
Game day Rawls today.
That's right. Game day Rawls today. No Rawls, but certainly game day as football returns to Lumen Field. Pete Carroll returns to Lumen Field. Geno Smith, not going to play, but does return to Lumen Field. Everybody's going to be there. A big old party. Should be fun. As for the preseason, Mike McDonald's got a lot to get out of it. It's not going to be the starters playing, but he's excited to see his guys, and he's excited to see Pete on the other side.
No, we're not going to talk about that. I mean, I haven't even thought about it. Look, we should be cheering Pete when he gets here. We should be cheering Geno. How could you not? So, yeah, we should be cheering those guys. Now, when the ball snaps, I mean, we're going to go try to win the game, and we're not going to be playing our starters. But we're going to go compete like heck. I think Pete would appreciate that, and I hope Pete gets a great ovation. He deserves it.
Can you imagine Pete Carroll waking up this morning? He's already up, just bouncing out of bed, like a 9-year-old. I remember when I got to stay with my grandma back in Enumclaw, when Opa was the mayor of Enumclaw, and for some reason, somehow, some way, I got to play on a little league team there in Enumclaw for a bit, and I just remember the night before the first game, laying my clothes out on the floor, and I couldn't wait to wake up. I can just imagine Pete having his Air Monarchs, his khakis, his black shirt. Like, it is laid out on the floor, and he's ready to go kick this thing off right now. By the way, did you see him run sprints the other day?
No. How's he looking?
Unbelievable.
My dad still thinks he can beat him in a sprint.
No chance.
Have you seen my dad sprint?
Do you want me to send Larry the video?
Yeah, please do. Send it to me. I'll send it to Dad because he has this rivalry with Pete.
Yes.
It's one-sided. Pete doesn't know who he is. But my dad has this rivalry with Pete.
You know what? Maybe my eye's pretty good. I'm a blink scouter with the eye. Maybe in a burst, Larry's got him.
That's what I mean. My dad can only run 45 feet to first base.
Okay. Because there's no way in the 100-yard strider.
Oh, no chance. No. 100 yards, my dad would fall over. He'd have another heart attack. But 45 feet?
Salk.
What?
Don't say that.
I think he would. I'm not joking. He can only make it to third. He can't even score on a home run. He has to stop. It's a give-up factor once he gets to the third.
That's not true. You're lying.
He told me that two nights ago.
What?
Yeah. Once he gets to third, he shuts it down. He says, unless I can walk home, that's as far as I'm going.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Poor guy. Josh Naylor's going to beat any of them in a sprint right now, as long as it's only 90 feet to second base, rather. He can steal himself some bags, Brock. It's 10 in his first 12 games. The only player ever to steal 10 bases in his first 12 games with the team is Billy Hamilton, who might be the fastest player I've ever seen. It's just absurd.
How is he doing this?
I don't know, but he's also swiped 2 bases and hit a home run in back-to-back games, joining Ichiro's the only Mariners to accomplish that feat.
Luke Arkins, if
That's
you're
everything
listening
you need
right
to
now,
know.
Lukey, if you're listening, what is his sprint speed?
No, we got it. He's in the 3rd percentile.
Come again?
Lyle found this earlier. He's in baseball. 97% of the league is faster than him.
Yeah, so he's 5:17 out of 5:30. I said it at the 6 a.m. hour, Brock, but if you want a couple of the names...
Hold on. That can't be when he's stealing bases. That has to be when he's like, oh, forget this.
I don't think so. I think they take your max sprint speed for that.
So
What?
And if you want the guys
it's not
that are...
average sprint speed. It's max. That's why it's sprint speed, not like jog to first after a ground out speed.
Yeah, if you want a couple of the names that are behind him, Giancarlo, Alejandro Kirk, I mean... Quite the list.
Alejandro Kirk seems like once he gets it moving, he can't stop and there's a bowling ball effect.
Where is Rowdy Tellez?
Below him.
Oh, Rowdy's like bottom 5.
Okay.
Bottom 5.
Thank you.
The Mariners have had 2 of the 15 slowest people in the league this year, and one of them has stolen 10 bases in 12 games. Make it make sense. That's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour.
I just sent you the video.
I know. I will watch it here in the break. I promise. And I will send it to my dad and see if I can stir up a little bit more controversy. My dad really wants to race Pete, but only in a very small race. Very, very short. He can only go
like
so
you and
far.
Maura. Like she wanted the 800.
Right. Yeah.
Right? She wanted the mile. Nope. You said 200.
I wanted a longer race.
Yeah, you wanted
no
200.
chance.
And then
That's not what the Salks do.
Tear the hammy off the bone.
The Salks are sprinters. We don't go distance. Sprinting only. That's our rule. All right. Coming up next, Brock, there are some serious success stories on this Mariner team. A lot of them. And we've spent a lot of time on Cal and the pitchers and Polanco. I want to give some love to 3 guys that we've probably not talked nearly enough about, but they're contributing a lot. That's next on Brock and Salk.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
I know I'm supposed to tell you how luxury awaits tomorrow, the grand opening, August 8th, of the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. I'm supposed to tell you the hotel is awesome, but there's no supposed to here. I went and took a tour last week. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It is so unbelievably nice. The rooms are great. The spa blew me away. Wait till you see this whole pool. It's like a indoor-outdoor thing. It's really, really cool with a hot tub and unbelievable view. And then the new sports bar has to be the biggest and best I've seen in the area. It's just unreal. It really is awesome. So go check the whole thing out at snocasino.com. Get over there. Spend a couple of nights at the brand new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawks blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hitting it. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Jordan dropping back to pass in the end zone to Largent. Touchdown, Seahawks!
History lives in every throw. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/ProShop.
Progressive's Teen Driver Discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver Discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Rare and luxurious 100 years of exceptional automobiles is currently on display at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Feel the thrill of racing simulators. It's excitement for all, and out-of-town visitors will love it. Visit americascarmuseum.org. The future is here, so why is your internet stuck in the past? With Quantum Fiber Internet, you can get next-level multi-gig speed on a reliable fiber network. Fair and honest pricing with no annual contracts or bundling required. And whole home 360 Wi-Fi to make sure your devices are ready to take you where you want to go. So you can stream, post, game, surf, like, and love to your heart's content. You do you. Let Quantum Fiber Internet take care of the rest. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Need a new roof, a deck, siding, windows? Get up to $3,000 off any new installation. Hi, it's Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Home projects can add up fast, but we're here to help you save big. Book now and lock in up to $3,000 off in savings. That's $3,000 off any new installation. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
We live for the jaw droppers.
Gets hit in the backfield and dropped. Guess who? Witherspoon.
The deep balls sent sky high.
Gonna throw right down the seam. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Big moments that throw you out of your seat.
And it's intercepted. Richard Sherman with a leaping interception.
Questioning the laws of physics and worthy of the celebration. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I'm going to break the rules here, Brock. I'm a stud rebel. We've said it before. I'm going to break some rules.
You know what you are when you get your hair cut.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I did get my hair cut just a couple days ago.
I know,
yeah. So I feel lighter
I think
on my
of
feet.
I think of everyone I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. New football coach, when he tones down the beard, looks crisp.
Okay.
When you get your hair cut, I think and I'm saying this sincerely.
Yeah.
when you get your hair cut, it's 5+ years.
Well, shout out to my guy Scott over at 2.5 Barbers. Like a shout out to Scott. He knows what he's doing. He gets the whole thing done and keeps me looking, feeling my best, Brock.
Yep.
But
Stud
rebel today. I'm going to break the rules. The rules say that if you are a radio host like we are here on Seattle Sports, you should really play the hits and talk about the biggest names all the time as often as possible. Those are the rules of radio. I've got 3 guys for you who I think have been incredibly important to the Mariners' success. And I'm not breaking news here. You know it. None of these things are shocking. I'm not pretending like, oh, my God, Mike Salk just discovered that this guy is important. No, you know these guys have been important. Okay, I'm not trying to blow you away. But for whatever reason, whether it's who they are, what was the expectation for them, whatever, we just haven't given them enough press, I think. And maybe that's on us. Maybe it's because of who they are. Maybe not. I don't know. But these 3 guys, I think, all deserve a little bit more credit, a little bit more press, a little bit more conversation. So we got about 12 minutes here.
Okay.
And I wanted to spend a few minutes on each of these 3 guys. Okay?
Before you do, can you just for me never mention the word stud again?
Why?
Because it just takes me back, to my greatest accomplishment in life outside of my kids and my marriage. And that's being voted class stud my senior year. Yeah, like you can't do that.
All right, well, I'm more of a rebel than a stud. Let's be clear. The rebellious thing is
that was the biggest humble brag. Please never mention that again because it reminds me
Maura, I can remember
of how I was the biggest stud.
And Brock's upset because we're going to try to give 3 other guys credit and he wants it to be about him.
Maura, I remember the auditorium clearly, like it was yesterday. Like Salk is smelling the car still from yesterday. I remember that. I did not think I was going to win class stud. There were more studly guys.
Apparently not.
No.
Well, why are you asking him not to mention it? Because you clearly enjoy remembering it.
That's right, Maura. Too much so. Remember that narcissism
Would you let me
conversation
talk
we had
about
yesterday?
You're continuing to give these guys short shrift.
Go.
All I want to do is mention. Let's start with Randy.
Yep.
We've not talked enough about Randy Arozarena this year. I'm sorry. And I know, Brock, you get frustrated with some of his ups and downs. But overall, you look at Randy's numbers and what he's done for the team this year, he's been awesome. He really has been a tremendous addition to this team. I enjoy everything about watching Randy play, but the 814 OPS in this building, that's legit. That is of the guys who've been playing.
That's in
all
this
year
building,
long,
or is that a split?
No. But doing it over the year, where half your games are here. Yeah. You know how many guys who've been here all year have a higher OPS than the Mariners this year? 1. Cal. And that's it. I mean, Randy has been, over the course of this season, the second best hitter on this team.
Yeah, you have an affinity a little more maybe than even anybody else because there is a little Manny Ramirez to him in his own little world, his own little space. It's right, Manny's world. It's Randy land. You don't mind some of the inconsistencies at times, right? Because, man, he's just the genuine article. So I understand that. And yes,
he's second
and by the
on
way,
the team in home
you
runs.
know what else he's done kind of well?
What?
Besides steal 20 bags or whatever it's been, like Is his defense not been better?
I think his defense is always fine. I've never had a major problem with his defense. I know a lot of people get upset about it. It kind of looks like he's not always hustling 100% all the time. Yes, there's a Manny Ramirez comp there. But he makes some tough plays. He makes most of the easy plays. Where I think he gets himself in a little trouble is on base hits. He's not always in the perfect spot on base hits. But I think he tracks down everything really well in the outfield, and he gets to most everything he needs to, and got a decent arm. Like, I don't know. Randy has different skills than Manny, obviously. They're not the same player. There is a comp in terms of just who they are. But I enjoy him, and I love moving him into the leadoff spot. I love, he's got the second highest on-base percentage of the team this year. Like, those things factor in. They matter. Only Cal has been better in that department.
He's also been pretty clutch. Sorry, the Mariners PR sent out on Sunday that his 8 game-tying home runs lead the majors this season.
Wow.
Pretty good.
His defense has improved this year. Last year, it was a little bit of a different story.
Yep.
Well, and he's getting used to a new spot, and the biggest thing he's got to do is not run into Julio out there. Like that's a big part of it. So I just look. Everyone knows Randy's been a good part of this team. I'm not trying to break news for you guys today, But I just want to make sure we just show him a little love because I think Randy's been a huge part. And again, all of these guys have different things in common in terms of how they were developed or brought here. That was a really good trade the Mariners made last year.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this with every one of these players, and I'm certainly not going to do it all day long, but I'm sorry. This Mariners team, for the first time in like a long time, has championship vibes to me. This isn't just get in the playoffs. We had that conversation yesterday. And because of it, and because it's game day Rawls, and because the Seahawks and Pete and all that stuff are just front of mind, there is an element. As I said, Marshawn feels a little bit like Naylor to me, like the right guy at the right time to add that friction. And you know who Randy's like? Michael Bennett. Just, you needed Michael Bennett's production. You needed Michael Bennett's versatility. You needed Michael Bennett for all the things that he could do. And, man, you have not had like a left fielder back-to-back years for the Mariners in my lifetime.
Just there.
Yes.
Just he's there. You're going to count on him, et cetera.
Yes.
Funny, these two texts back to back. One says Randy's defense is garbage. Put Salk on trash takes. Well, the next text I think actually brings some facts to it. Last year, Randy -9 outs above average. This year, -1. Massively improved.
And I actually heard that Julio and Robles really got on him this year about, look, we need like cleaner defense out of you. Maybe that was part of it.
Maybe it was. All right, so credit to Randy, and good for him. He's been awesome this year. Second guy, and again, this should be very, very obvious, is Dominic Canzone. I thought Canzone was nothing. I would like to raise my hand. Sorry, Dom. My bad. After the first couple seasons here, I didn't see it. Not particularly athletic, didn't love the defense, thought the swing was boom or bust and not a lot in between, and not enough boom with too much bust. And heading into an age 27 season, generally by then you kind of know who a player is going to be. He's been awesome since he's come up. He has been awesome. He's hitting .290. He's got an on-base percentage nearly .350. The OPS is at .838. He's hitting tape measure home runs. He's grinded out some at-bats. He's even had a couple of decent at-bats against lefties in big spots. The defense has not been problematic. I don't know if it's been great, but it certainly hasn't been a problem in right field. He has been a season saver in many ways because what you were getting in right after Robles was out was trash. Cheeks. Like, it was bad. All right? I mean, when you're watching, what was the guy's name? Leody Taveras out there? It was bad. And he has come in and stabilized that position so much so that you're not missing Luke Raley when he's out, that you didn't need to trade for a right fielder at the deadline at all. And, yeah, Robles is going to come back, and he's going to take some at-bats eventually. But if he didn't, okay. Like, I don't know about you, but seeing Dominic Canzone come up in the 7th spot with guys on base, I feel pretty good about it right now, don't you?
Yeah, I did. Did you think last night he was going to get pinch hit, though? Bottom of the 7th, the game had tightened up. It's down back to 8-5. You add the add-on runs, 2nd and 3rd, and the tough lefties in. Did you kind of think maybe that's the time?
Maybe, but I would say that is actually, for me, and I'll back Dan on this one, for me, that's actually where I'm okay with him hitting. You've got a lead. You're playing against a bad team, right? You've got an opportunity to. If you're
want
down,
to see left on left, and you just kind of want to see.
Let's see. Can he do it?
Yeah.
I don't want to see it when you're down 2 runs in that spot. Yep. Then I'm like, hey, no, let's get a righty in here and try to get back into this game. But with a lead, I think that's when you can afford to play with house money a little bit, and I don't mind it at all.
I had a little smile on my couch watching that because I was thinking back to Dan's first little tenant when he sat with us after Logan Gilbert at the picnic table. Said, yeah, Dan kind of laid out his philosophies, and it's grace. And I think grace has been a big deal for a lot of these guys. He's given them grace. He's given them lots of time and ample opportunity. And like, hey, if you deliver, you're going to get more of an opportunity. I don't care what the numbers say. I don't care that's left on. Like, you're going to get that chance. Like you've there's equity that you have gained, some trust you've gained. And yeah, to see the trust that Dom has gained over the last 2 months and to not, oh, by the way, trade for an outfielder, right? I think Shannon the day before rightfully so, before the deadline's like, gosh, I'd like a little more versatility, kind of left-handed dominant, versus tough lefties. You can see some of that. But I think, what Dom has done over the last month and a half.
It's given you a lot of options. And by the way, if you need a defensive replacement late for him, you can. You've got Dylan Moore who you can run out there. Eventually, Robles could run out there late in the game. Whatever defensive challenges you're looking at there, I don't think are all – they're not that dangerous, I would say, especially in right field for the Mariners. So I got to give him some credit, and I've just been incredibly impressed with Dom Canzone and the growth that he's shown. I did not have that on my bingo card at all this year, and so kudos to the Mariners for sticking with him and helping him change his swing and everything that's worked out for Dom. Probably their best salvage story of the year. Honestly, I mean that was looking like a career going the wrong way, and they've not only salvaged him but really gotten a lot out of him. And the third guy, as we're just going through three Mariners that have not gotten enough conversation from us, is Cole Young. And I don't think that's, breaking news either. Obviously, Cole Young's been really good here for the last few weeks. We've talked about some of the numbers. We've mentioned it. But he is, pardon the expression, young. Cole Young's 21.
Third youngest position player in all of baseball.
Does he look like it when you see him out there? Does the at-bats look like those of a really young guy? Those are not young guy at-bats. Those are professional at-bats. Doesn't mean they've all ended perfectly. But those are professional at-bats that he is giving time in, time out. And after a terrible start, he's now got a 98 OPS plus. He is almost an average major league hitter right now. Given the hole he started in a few weeks ago, that number was in the low 80s. It's now at 98, which means for the last few weeks,
22 or something like that.
Oh, he had all kinds of problems. And like the one big hit he had was like a number in front of the plate on the first game. He's really turned himself in a short order into somebody who looks like a major league hitter.
Do I understand Naylor stared him down last night? Like, why aren't you stealing bags? I'm the fifth slowest guy in baseball. You're 21 freaking years old. You're athletic. What are you doing?
He only has one steal. I'm sure he's a little bit more nervous about getting caught out there or whatever. But yeah, how about that, man? I mean, like what Cole Young and the defense has been good. Good. It's not perfect. I don't know that he's been like an unbelievable defender, but for the most part, I think it's been very good.
In the last month, Cole Young's OPS is 900.
Yeah.
Lyle, where's his outs above replacement or whatever that silly, funky metric is that they try to get for defensive guys?
Silly metric? You mean outs above average?
Sure. Runs saved, zone, range. Give me some good meta next level.
Well, okay. While I look that up, I was going to say he's also walking in the last month 6% more than he's striking out. So not only is he not striking out, but his at-bats are really good.
You know what else he's got to him as you look that up, Lyle? He's just kind of got some cocksureness. Like there's just something, even when he started slow, you didn't see a body language or a demeanor that ever felt defeated or broken. He just, yeah, I mean, I can do this. And remember, he was first round pick. He was highly thought of. He accelerated through the minors as a high schooler. He wasn't like, some of these draft picks over the last few years, like Cal as a college player. He was right out of high school 3 years ago. And third youngest position player. And I, too, by the way, love that on this roster. You've got some age, veteran players, and Suarez. You got one of the youngest players, right? You've got a young superstar. Like you just got once again, a clubhouse of just flavor, right? Of just of a whole mix of guys. And I think that can be a really team healthy dynamic.
Well, and since I'm trying to throw a little credit not just to these three players, but to some of the people around them, right? For the guys who acquired Randy Arozarena. And Lyle, I love your story about the guys getting on him about his defense. For the Mariners, for developing, sticking with Dom Canzone, and then helping him shorten the swing and everything else that has really, I think, allowed him to get to a point this year where he's become a lot more dangerous. And in Cole Young's case, I mean, you got to give credit to the scouts for drafting him. And then certainly to the group for developing him as quickly as he can. And I'm going to throw some credit at Jerry and Justin for doing something that is really hard for me and most fans out there to be okay with, which is the thing. And I've told the story a million times of Theo Epstein saying, hey, yeah, not every position needs to be locked on opening day. You have to give some room for some other players to come in and eventually help the team. And you don't need to just go spend $20 million a year on a second baseman if you think that Cole Young can grow into it. And then if you have to make a deal at the deadline, fine. But by the deadline, did anybody want to see a second baseman brought in here? I didn't. So you got to give them credit, even when it was frustrating at the beginning of the year, because what came out of it? Yeah, something really good right now.
And if you're going to be, and you say this all the time, Salky, and hold these organizations to the fire with it, rightfully so, like just be who you say you want to be. If you say you're going to be a draft and develop team, then you have to have that kind of runway for your high draft picks, especially that are showing it, that are doing it. And that's what also makes this whole freaking thing so fun, that they're doing this at the major league level while it is simmering. Once again, Colt Emerson last night, awesome. These guys at AA, awesome. It is simmering on the farm like it's never simmered before.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
Blue 88! Blue 88!
We take you to the field as Brock Ewart breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, Brock, we got a football game tonight. We got a preseason game tonight. I know you're not broadcasting the game. It'll be your friend Kate Scott and Michael Bennett and Mike Robb. But if you were, what would you be looking to see tonight from your crew?
One of the things that I loved about my producers, Bo Garrett, Jimmy Zaroli, really had 2 guys. It's like a quarterback with 2 coordinators, Salk, for almost 20 years. Those 2 guys were my 2 producers for 15 of my 19 years, right? And certainly, 15 of my last 15 years. And they challenged me. And Zaroli, as we kept going, said, you know what you're going to do? You're going to lead the camera meeting. Instead of the director will be there, he'll finish after you, but I'd love for you to lead the camera meeting. For all the folks that are shooting the game, they need to know where you're going, what your direction is. And if I had that camera meeting today at the stadium, I would say, hey, you know what I really want to focus on? Please, please don't take your camera off these receivers and the guys down the field. I want to see Derek Young. I want to see Jake Bobo. I want to see Ricky. I want to see these young receivers. I want to see their effort. I want to see their blocking. I want to see, like, that's the most competitive position group on this team. I think where some of the hard decisions are going to come. And I want to see what they're doing because I think they're going to play relentlessly. They have to if they're going to be NFL football players and make this active roster. So that would be one. And then the other, and you mentioned this in your email last night, and Maura did as well, and we'll go in more depth at 8:30, is can I see this new scheme? Can I actually see it with the non-starters and the other younger guys? What will I see? And that would be that shot down the line of scrimmage that I talk about all the time. Give me that movement. Michael Bennett's eyes will be down there as a D lineman. He's going to see it really clearly. Can you move these guys off the ball? Can you move like a symphony of destruction that outside zone teams are? Can I see some of that symphony? Those are the camera shots that I would key in on.
I didn't have Brock quoting Megadeth this morning, but I guess that's where we're at. Question number 2.
That's what Game Day Rawls does.
Sure does. Raiders, are they a test? Are they a good week 1 opponent for the Seahawks?
You know why I love this? Charles R. Chip Kelly, because he tests you. Now, you're not going to see the whole depth of his playbook and all the personnel groups and formations and all the things that he does to run it. Remember, there were a couple people that got in Mike McDonald's ear last year before the Ryan Grubb hire and said, hire Chip. When Chip ultimately ended up in Columbus at Ohio State winning
Isn't that what I wanted them to do?
Yeah, but you weren't in Mike McDonald's ear.
No, but it's what I wanted.
Yeah, you would not have minded that whatsoever.
I'm pretty psyched.
Yeah, because Chip Kelly is committed to doing what? And why did Pete hire him in this kind of final go-around for Pete? Like, there's no messing around. At this age and this stage of the game, like, we're going to run the ball. And I don't think you're going to see Ashton Genty tonight. I'd be pretty surprised, although everybody is alive and live.
They're
Pete
alive.
Carroll. Yes.
Everyone's alive.
I'd be pretty shocked if you see the 6th pick in the draft out there toting it. It'd be pretty foolish. But you're going to see Chip Kelly committed to running it, and that's going to be a wonderful gauge for a lot of these guys trying to make it in their front 7.
All right, question number 3. Tomorrow morning, Brock, who will be leading our conversation for what they do tonight?
Oh, I hope it's Jalen Milroe.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's the obvious.
Yeah.
Who do I think could be? And I don't ever look at these lines or prop bets or anything like this. Do they even have that stuff for preseason games? I'm sure they
probably
do.
I mean, if you can bet on single pitches during a baseball game.
You know who I would have one of these little conversations with today at the team hotel if I was a coach on staff? I'd say to Damian Martinez, hey, buddy, bring it tonight. The reason you're in the 7th round had nothing to do with your physical God-given skill sets, your production at Oregon State and Miami. You're a load. You are a difference-making, powerful, strong. Guys don't want to tackle you. I watched it. He single-handedly, Salk, beat the Oregon Ducks when they were playing with Bo Nix's first year there after he transferred, playing for the conference championship. Single-handedly beat them. They handed the ball off 17 straight times in the 4th quarter. He was not going to be denied. And I hope tomorrow morning, and sad, this is the NFL, Kenny McIntosh lost for the season. Damian, you got runway. You want to talk about Cole Young. Like, Damian, you got runway. make the most of this. Play with your legs on fire tonight. Run through people, run over people, make people pay. I hope we're talking about Damian Martinez tomorrow morning.
All right, that is today's Blue 88. And just a reminder, all of our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. Yeah, it should be fun. I am pretty excited to see them play tonight. And Jalen Milroe is the biggest reason why, because he's going to get a lot of playing time, and I want to see what that looks like. And yeah, we'll discuss him in a lot more detail at 8:30 and everything we're looking to see. That game will be in our spotlight coming up at 8:30. At 9 o'clock this morning, Jay Buhner, the Bone himself, is going to chat with us. It is so fun having him on the broadcast. I just love it.
I like that shot in the booth last night when he's in the Hawaiian shirt and shorts, too.
I like when they first showed him in the booth because he'd been in the radio booth for a while, right? And he comes in, and the first camera shot on them is just the three of them laughing because God knows what Jay has said, and the Jay-Angie combo has to be. And especially knowing that Aaron is like... Aaron's not like a wild man. So, like, the combination of the three of them is very funny to me. So, I was enjoying that last night, and it was great to see Jay out there. So, he'll join us at 9 o'clock and talk about these Mariners. I wonder if he still thinks small ball is the big reason the Mariners
Well, he said it last night when they manufactured the run. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like, oh, they're not really doing small ball anymore. Now they're just hitting home runs.
But they are manufacturing a lot of runners in scoring position by stealing more bases
They're stealing,
than I can ever remember.
Which is not small ball necessarily, but it is absolutely a big part of what they do. So we'll talk to him at 9 o'clock. Always love that. Coming up next, though, we've got messages. Here's the thing. They've been left for us on the app. Are they mean, Maura? Probably. They're next on Brock and Salk.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swinging a drive deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
At Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, experience the power of choice. Whether you're cruising in a fuel-sipping Prius, tackling trails in a rugged Tacoma, hauling with the mighty Tundra, or commuting in comfort with the Camry or RAV4, your perfect Toyota is waiting. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. 2 locations, endless possibilities. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, the power of choice is yours. Visit their incredible team and beautiful showrooms today or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscarf Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Check them out for yourself at wayscarfford.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gold
gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis from Swedish Cyberknife. Dr. Landis, when treating prostate cancer, what can patients expect during Cyberknife treatment?
So the Cyberknife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/Cyberknife prostate.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, getting ready for actual preseason football tonight here in Seattle. So we'll do that at 8:30. Dig in a little bit more deeply about what we may see, what we want to see, who is going to be out there, and who can help themselves tonight. There's a lot of good football conversation to come a little bit later. We'll do that at 8:30 before Jay Buhner at 9 o'clock. But Brock, every Thursday at 8, it's great to hear what the people are thinking, hear what they're saying, hear what sort of messages they're leaving for us on their Seattle Sports app, which by now they've obviously downloaded. We call it Here's the Thing.
Brock Heward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
All right, let's see what the people have for us today. Brock, we'll start with your friend Jacqueline. And how much you love some Jacqueline. Let's hear what she's up to.
Here's the thing. Last year, Mike Salk music bombed Brock's Washington Wednesday. Some music cut for Graz. I don't recall Mike ever apologizing for that music bomb, nor do I recall him replaying this segment on another day. I think Mike needs to be held to account. What do you think, Mara? Mike must sing. One idea is possibly he could sing something from Peak Pony, but I'm open to other choices. Mara, you're really good at this. I think you should be the one to select a song for Mike to sing. Thank you. Jacqueline, La Center. Bye.
No, hold on a minute. Singing is the punishment for being late.
Yeah. Honestly, he sings a lot behind the scenes. I really don't want to hear him sing more.
What, Pink Pony Club
could be kind of funny.
Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on something at the
I mean, that's really low
there you
effort.
go.
Do you want to know a real quick little story? You got to this early today, so I missed the Fox seminar. First time a seminar in 20 years. A little misty. Heard from a couple.
I gotta tell you,
sources.
honestly, Brock, I love it. We really don't have time for a story right now. Like, this is like, we have all
This
of these
isn't
things
about
to
you.
get
It's
to.
about the listeners.
Yeah, do it at 8:30. We got plenty of time then. We don't have time for your story right now. I gotta play Ryan. I'm not gonna remind you. Remind yourself. Here's Ryan.
Here's the thing.
Be a professional.
I don't understand why people call working on a position or their batting swing a craft. It is not a craft. You are not working on your craft. This is ridiculous. You don't go to Michael's and buy cardstock or bottle glue or an airbrush to work on your craft in sports. You are a tradesman. You're more akin to somebody that is working in the trade industry like a plumber or an electrician, somebody that does manual labor that has to work on what they need to do on a day-to-day basis to get better.
I mean, the definition says, a skill in planning, making, or executing. Dexterity.
I would say to that young man, what is craftsmanship?
Right.
Don't some of the greatest carpenters and woodworkers, don't they have a craftsmanship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craft could be skill in deceiving to gain an end.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's looking at simply arts and crafts.
To make or produce with care, skill, or ingenuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're wrong. Work on your own craft, Ryan. Here's Nick.
So I listened to the segment roughly, I think 2 weeks ago, and it was super sad driving to work with all these terrible catchphrases for Cal Raleigh home runs, and it's so simple. Cal Raleigh up at the plate. He is the league leading 42 home runs. And here's the swing. Calabunga! Another home run to keep the lead at 43 now. Calabunga.
No. Salk's face.
I wonder if
it took you 2 weeks to come up with that?
What's that guy's name?
Nick.
I wonder if Nick just listened to himself and was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That sounded one way in my head.
He left multiple attempts. There
That
was like 4
sounded
messages.
one way after I'd found some been to the dispensary last night, but
In the early
sounded a different
hours.
way now.
In the early hours.
Yeah, not so great. Didn't sound as good. Here's Danny.
Here's the thing. If there's one thing I've learned from Jeff Paston over the last however many years, it's how to insert the word turd into my daily lexicon. Dude is a master at it, and it never ceases to amaze me when that pops up in one variation or another every week in your conversation.
That's true. He does like that word.
It's a good word.
Yeah. Is it though?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that good a word.
Turds get flushed. Turd sandwich.
Yeah,
turd
none of
flush.
those things are great. That's sort of gross imagery. Go back to telling your story because everything else has been bad.
I got a great. I'm not going to.
Oh, you have a story for us? Oh, good. Maybe at 8:30.
I will
Here's
tell it at
Taylor.
8:30.
All right, here's the thing. I just watched a video of Lyle interviewing Ben Williamson. Okay? Brock has his whole body analysis and all that stuff, and he keeps talking about how, like, Lyle is like this big dude that squats a bunch. Dude, he's a little guy. He's smaller than Ben Williamson. Let's get it together, please.
You sure you weren't watching TJ?
I wouldn't call Lyle little.
Yeah,
He was
no.
watching TJ.
That must have been TJ, right, Lyle?
We each did one with Ben Williamson, so maybe it was.
Had to be TJ.
Are you
I'm not
bigger than
buying
Ben Williamson?
I feel like we're about the same height. Ben's what, 6 feet? I think I'm 6. I mean, I'm 6'1".
What
I
did
think
you
Ben's
say
6
your
feet.
legs were? 3 plate squats?
I said I've done it in my lifetime, and like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. To that gentleman's
That guy's
point,
wrong.
like, no, I know, but you look at you on video, Lyle, and the way you kind of scream and everything else, and your shorts fit you. You would not think you're a 3 plate squat guy. I think that's fair. But you're just deceptively strong, which is great.
It's not, I don't think it's deceptive. When you see Lyle in person, he's pretty jacked. Here's Peter.
Here's the thing. The show runs like a car. Salk, you're the engine. Your
Yeah,
energy
right.
and strong takes power the show.
Thank you.
Occasionally, you provide so much power that the wheels spin and you must slow down and straighten out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brock, you're the transmission. You facilitate transfer the power to the wheels to move the show forward. Occasionally, you slip a gear, drastically affecting the momentum of the show. Maura, you are the steering and traction systems. You keep the show moving forward at a steady pace in a generally forward direction. When occasionally the show veers off the road, you are the one to speak up and guide the show back on course. And Lyle, you are the climate control systems. You are essential, and you are always present, but it is very difficult to get you dialed in. At times you are too hot, blowing too much air. Usually you are too tepid, not providing strong enough heating. Once in a while, when you are providing a baseball take, your temperature and air volumes are just right. Thank you all for the daily trip your show takes us on.
Send that to our consultant who asks us, what is the Brock and Salk Show?
I'm going to disagree with one part of that. I don't think that people like to say Maura keeps the show on the rails. I don't get that sense. That's not who Maura is. That was Jessamine back in the day on Danny David Moore, but I don't think that's Maura. Maura has many strengths, but I don't know whether it's a keep the show on the rails thing. Do you? Is that what you do here?
I think I step in when it goes too far. Like when Brock's having a particularly gross day,
that's fair.
Or when.
That's
I mean,
true.
I let it go a ways.
I just think more. I think that's selling more short. I think Maura does a lot more than that. If somebody has another part of the car, I don't know what any of those things do. So, that was the first time I've ever heard what the transmission is.
Radiator?
Whatever. Fuel injector? Fan belt?
Sure.
I don't know what those things do. Here's Mac.
So here's the thing. I miss when Salk isn't in. The show just doesn't run the same.
Thanks, buddy.
And especially for the #1 rated sports talk show in Seattle. The Brock and Disease of the Turd show, it's got to be running smoothly here. We need Salk. Love ya.
Amen.
I don't know whether I feel like that was a real compliment or not.
Amen.
Should
He's just
I feel
repeating
good
what
about
Passon
that?
said.
Welcome back to the Brock and the Disease of the Turd show.
I don't know if that was nice or not. It
6:10
didn't feel
every morning
nice.
on Seattle Sports.
Didn't feel nice. Here's Brad.
And the Seattle
Here's
Sports
the
app.
thing. I don't know why this show is called Brock and Salk. It should be called Brock and whoever shows up to work that day, since Salk misses about 85% of the broadcast. Salk really captures the essence of what's wrong with this generation. No work ethic. I haven't missed a day of work since I started my first job at a slaughterhouse when I was 9 years old. Heck, one time I got my foot hacked off during a botched slaughtering. Do you think I missed any work? Hell no. I packed the wound with tar, wrapped my stump in burlap, and stayed in my position on the killing floor. Because my generation is made of real men like Brock Hewer. Brock's a hard, consistent, salt-of-the-earth type of fella who shows up to work no matter what. Hell or high water be damned.
Yeah, as long as it's 7 o'clock and not on Fridays, all those things are true. We got a text here that says, why does Brock say quick funny story when it's never quick nor funny?
Oh, this one's good.
Uh-huh.
You'll like this one.
I'm sure. Last one. Here's Joe.
This is Joe in Boise. Here's the thing. I have 4 obscure words that may match up with members of the Brock and Salk staff. The glabella is the space between your eyebrows. Hypertrichosis is excessive hair growth on one's body. Dysania is the condition of finding it difficult to get out of bed. And arachnodactyly is a medical term that means spider fingers. It describes fingers and toes that are abnormally long, slender, and sometimes curved.
How dare you?
I don't know that any of us can say it
You
better
had to
than
throw
that.
the toes in there too. Like my fingers, you guys can talk about. I'm self-conscious about my.
Because they're long, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Long-toed Maura.
Arachna protected.
How many? Is your second toe longer than your big
Yes,
toe
it
too?
is.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh, good break.
Yeah. All right, I tell you what, Joe, you've created a lot of bad images here in the building. We're all going to have to take a quick break. Go download the Seattle Sports app and YouTube. Leave us silly messages like that. We'll be right back with everything you need to know next.
Lyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, like, if I could get an interception, man.
How many did you have in your career?
3.
How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands.
Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
You know, it's going to be so fun tonight to watch a little football. Game day here in Seattle, and likely with the sport of football, there's going to be some trauma. There's going to be guys that leave that game in serious pain, but you don't have to play pro football to know what I'm talking about. Painful joints from arthritis can affect anyone and make it hard to do pretty much anything. Well, that is where my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine, right over there in Kirkland, that's where he's ready for your call. 425-823-4000. 425-823-4000. Dr. Nelson has seen so many patients through the years suffering from chronic joint pain that's really affected their quality of life. He is also the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques. I can say that confidently. Many have jumped aboard here lately over the last decade or so, not Dr. Nelson. This was his heart and his passion when he began medicine well over 30 years ago. So if you're living in pain, it's affecting your quality of life, please give Dr. Nelson a call this morning at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Ward C. Moeller and Associates remind parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Ward C. Moeller and Associates. Family owned since 1955, providing top quality services for all your land surveying needs.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package, or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, I think the Mariners are hitting the you-know-what out of the ball. The snot. They're hitting the snot out of the ball right now, Brock. Let's just go with that. Feels like every day we're getting another example of just somebody tattooing one. And for the last couple weeks, oftentimes, it's been Julio.
Cannon ready. Runners at second and third. Delivers. Swing and a well-hit ball. Deep to left field. Holy smokes, it is over the out-of-town scoreboard. A rocket to left center. Julio Rodriguez with number 21 on the season. Scores 3 more.
That was a rocket shot from Julio yesterday. No doubt about that one.
Loud.
Very loud. Very loud. Julio's heating up now. Julio's kind of giving us that second half Julio. Last month, he's been very, very good. Game tightened up a little bit late, unfortunately, as the bullpen was not ideal, but ended up finding a way to win. George Kirby very good once again, and everybody else lost. Red Sox lose, Astros lose, Tigers lose, Rangers lose. Mariners now only 2 games behind Houston in the West.
Yeah, tied for third in all of baseball in home runs and fourth in the league in stolen bases.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor, 2 more last night. The team has 5 stolen bases. I mean, it's crazy. As much like attitude and just fun, just toughness and all these things that he brings in his personality, the fact that he has just infused with his speed, Salk, and his aggressiveness on the base paths. Everybody else to get involved, even Cole Young, his first big league steal last night as well. This team's been really aggressive. They're playing free, and they're playing some of their best baseball this season.
Very true. Chance for a big sweep today. Matinee game, 1 o'clock, Logan Gilbert and Shane Smith, if you want to get out there and watch this team during the homestand.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
We're going to get to watch some football tonight. We'll dig in very deeply in about 10 minutes at 8:30. But, yeah, the big part of today is Jalen Milroe, right? He's going to get a lot of playing time. No Sam Darnold tonight. So what can we expect from Jalen?
Keep doing what he's doing. You don't have to reinvent quarterback play. Just do all the things that you've been trained to do. Go let it rip. Be decisive and be the quarterback and person that we drafted you to be, and that he's becoming out there every day. I think you guys see it. There's a lot of progress, a lot of things to be excited about, and there's a lot of things we want to work on too. So I can't wait. I can't wait to watch him play. I can't wait to watch Drew play. You could name any one of the 90 guys that are going to go out there or could go out there, and there's something that fires you up about seeing that person go out for the first time and see what they go do.
And I think it's nice that we were able to catch up with Mike McDonald at elementary school like that. It was during recess. I thought that was cool. I wasn't sure we were going to get that sound, but there he was at recess with a lot of important things to say.
Was that Lefko and Brady in the background playing tetherball? Playing a little tetherball?
That sounded that way.
Yes.
Funny.
Are you a VR guy, Salk? I've tried it now a couple times in my life. I can't do it. I don't know if it's because of all of my ailments. Really wide set eyes probably make it the most difficult because they're probably calibrated to a certain length. And then when you get the separation that me and Brittany have, Spears, it makes it really difficult. And yeah, she has wide space eyes too. Why you pop up like that? Why you got to do that?
I'm not doing anything.
Yes, you are.
Not doing anything.
Yes.
Just one of the many times I've heard you comp to Britney Spears.
You guys are on a first name basis.
Yeah.
Me and Britt. Because our guy, Jalen, likes the virtual reality.
Yeah.
He's taken a page out of Jaden Daniels' book last year in Washington, and that rookie did what? What did everybody say? From day one, preseason game one, regular season game one, this guy's just ahead of the curve. He doesn't play like a rookie. I'm kind of curious to watch old Jalen, and just, we'll get much more depth about that here in about 10 minutes.
There was a question came out, and maybe it's toxic. Sorry, there's a Britney reference. With Dave and Bob yesterday, is Gino going to get booed? And McDonald was like, what? No. And I guess some of the callers said yes, no. I will be honest, because I thought about it more. Should Gino get booed tonight? Didn't even dawn on me as a subject.
No.
Did not even dawn on me as a subject. And once you asked, I started thinking about it. If you want to boo and you're upset, like, that's fine with me. I don't like Gino, so boo him all you want. Maybe it would be because he didn't want to sign a contract or wanted to be dealt away, or you're mad because of his leadership. I mean, fine. But honestly, Gino wasn't good enough to get booed on his return.
He was a comeback player of the year.
He was a mediocre stopgap player who never won a playoff game. Those guys don't get booed. Like, yeah, good for him. Boo Geno Smith? What? You have to have done something to get booed when you come back, don't you? Don't you have to have accomplished something in order to deserve a booing? And Geno Smith is just a dude. Like, okay, fine, whatever. He's back. Cares. I don't know. That one surprised. I think that's why I didn't even think about it as a subject. Good on Lefko for bringing it up, but it wouldn't have even dawned on me that would be somebody who'd done enough in a Seahawks uniform to even have a conversation about it. You have to at least win one playoff game to get booed.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
You proud about taking that music bed all the way to the end?
I just booing him. What? I'll be cheering for Josh Naylor. He keeps stealing bases, Brock. He's got 10 stolen bases in 12 games.
And there goes Naylor the third, and the running behind him, Gino. Pitch on the way, a strike, no throw by Teal, a double steal. Holy smokes, we got some rabbits on the bases, and it's led by Josh Naylor, who had that walking lead, took off, and by the time Teal caught that pitch, no chance to throw out Naylor at third or Gino at second base.
Do you think that's
steal.
the first time he's ever been called a rabbit? Or do you think that's common? That's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Why are you laughing? Am I wrong with that take? Did it even dawn on you to boo Gino?
Comeback player of the year.
Pro Bowler.
Those guys don't get booed.
I believe he broke a lot of franchise records in completion percentage.
Oh my God, spare
Did he
me.
not?
Spare
Did
me.
he not?
Spare me. You cannot boo Geno Smith. That would be embarrassing. Don't bother. That would be going pretty far for, like, a good player. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but like, to boo Geno, you have to have done something. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Sorry. That's a no for me. All right, what can we see tonight? Who will we see? What are we watching for? What could actually occur during this game? It's next on Brock and Salk.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
All right, guys, what are you doing right now, and why haven't you called Dr. Coogan yet to start your plan? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. If you found that you're getting overweight, that you don't like the way you look, you don't like the way you're fitting into your clothes, don't wait. Don't wait for fall. You can still do this over the summer, and it's really not that hard. I did it, lost 35 pounds. Ryan Roland Smith dropped 30. Listener texted in, down 42 pounds, and still had a few more to go. Summer is a good time to do it because you're going to have more energy. You won't feel hungry all the time. You're going to eat really, really good food that tastes good. You buy it at the grocery store. It's just eating the right amount of it, knowing when to do it. Dr. Coogan can help you. He's worked with over 4,000 people here locally and delivering successful results. So be the next. Schedule that 15 minutes by going to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, DC. Results may vary.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Classic Collector Car Truck and Boat Auction, Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Hundreds of cars, vintage, muscle, exotic, classics, trucks, boats, and more. Saturday, August 30th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Millions of dollars in inventory, many must sell with no reserve whatsoever. Get lucky, get local, and get in line for the Northwest's greatest collector car auction. Auction details at luckyoldcar.com.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, Rare and Luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James G. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC-238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC-138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA-270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday the 7th and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike in the 206 saying, for whatever it's worth, I did boo Brock in his return to Seattle. Did you get boos when you came in here with Indy? No.
Boo that man.
You didn't get any boos, right?
Boo that man.
No way. No way. Salk talks about his booze the way Elaine talks about her sponge. Boo-worthy. What are you, an elitist ghost? Thanks, 805. That's pretty good.
Okay, you
I'll take
promised
that
me.
one
I've been
today.
sitting on this.
All right, you want to tell a story?
Yep, I've been sitting on this for about 25 minutes.
Brock's going to tell what he referred to as a quick, funny story before we dig into tonight's game.
I think you'll appreciate this story. So, first time missing a seminar in 20 years. And so I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to get in trouble because I'm not going to say who I heard this from. But the one thing I said to one of my peers, old ex-peers, I said, what'd they do? Fox always does something amazing at the seminar. Whether it was Roger Goodell, whether it was the Mentalist last year, they always do something big and amazing. And this was pretty cool. The old coach ended up retiring from the set. He's done it, Jimmy, like 5 different times. But this one I think is finally for real that he's retiring. And so they brought him back to celebrate him, as they've done some of their great legendary play-by-play and analysts through the years. And I guess Troy Aikman came back. All the Cowboy, Michael Irvin was in the house to celebrate Jimmy Johnson. And they had a video. And it started, and they played a bunch of slides and pictures through the years. And about 15 seconds, 20 seconds in, the video cut off. Like, uh-oh. And anybody that's been at big work meetings, everybody looks back at the tech desk like, oh no, what happened? And then the lights go down, and oh, by the way, the video was set to Little Boys to Men, which I think is in the system there with It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. And all of a sudden the video stops, the lights go down, curtains open, and Boys to Men is on stage performing this song. What a moment. The actual group right in the building.
Wow.
That's pretty freaking cool. You can hate Boys to Men all you want. But that's
Boys to Men.
No one hates Boys to Men.
No one is hating Boys to Men.
Oh, I just thought by your reaction there you were poo-pooing
I'm
the
not
story.
poo-pooing. No,
it
cool.
sounded like you were poo-pooing the story.
Why? I did not. What are you talking about?
Yep. So lights go down. Get to celebrate him the rest of the pictures.
Maybe poo-pooing your telling of the story, but I wouldn't poo-poo the story itself.
It's hard to say goodbye. It was the first time with you. The next time it won't be.
No, the next time everyone will be just fine with it.
No,
We'll be totally done with each other.
Tears in Ireland like that. No way.
That's pretty.
But
good.
that's pretty neat celebration of Jimmy. They did that with who was the old play-by Dick Stockton a couple years ago. That similarly took care of him, brought his wife out. So first class, Fox, first class through and through.
All right, that is a good story. I don't know if it was that funny, but it was definitely a good story.
It's not funny.
No.
I said I had a story.
Oh, all right. I thought you said a quick funny story.
No, not funny.
But it was good. I like it. No, that was a good story. We didn't have time for it earlier, but now we do, and that's good. You know why we are a little rushed for time today?
Game day Raws today.
That's right. It's game day Raws today, Brock. Seahawks going to be playing tonight.
You can't just give me that little guy.
What?
You got to give me his motivation.
Oh, you need the motivate. I don't have those in front of me right now. We'll see if we can get
find
to
him
that
at
a
some
little bit
point.
later.
I need a little more.
All right.
Game day Raws
We'll just
today.
stick with that for now. An opportunity to really get our first look at these Seahawks. But is it really are we really getting to see the Seahawks tonight?
I asked
We're
Brady,
not going to see Sam Darnold,
No,
right?
No,
I mean,
asked Brady in your absence the other day, and he's right. Brady's good like this. He's not as biased as you and I are in the moment.
Okay.
He doesn't have the what is that bias? The present tense bias that you and I can sometimes recency bias. And I was like, gosh, Brady, is you just rattling off these different names and players and practice reports and everything? Is this not the most well documented, the most hyped rookie class since when? Like since Bobby and Russ and that crew? And he's like, well, remember a couple years ago, like,
right?
Boye and these guys were all counted on. K9 and Reek and those rookies all played a significant role. So 3 years ago, but this crew will tonight. I mean, from first round pick all the way through to Jalen Milroe, and even for me, Cable Dew and Richmond at the bottom of it in this draft. Like a lot of times, you get to second and third string O lines in these preseason games, and what happens? Disaster. I can't even watch. It becomes unwatchable because they can't function. That should not be this crew tonight. This crew should be able to get to the second O line with guys that have started in this league, and even the third O line with draft capital and guys that you like. So. Yeah, this is going to be a rookie class headlined by your guy, the quarterback, who's going to play the most. And I think, therefore, make it a very compelling theater.
It is. I didn't say it wasn't compelling, just that this isn't really the Seahawks yet because Darnold's not going to play, and he's the most important person on the team. So without seeing Sam Darnold, I'm not going to sit here and make like big sweeping judgments tomorrow about where the Seahawks are going because the most important guy in the team isn't going to play a role in the game. The offensive line starters aren't really going to be out there. So I'm not going to build much of my opinion on, who this team is based on what we see tonight. But that doesn't mean there aren't some things that are going to be, really important and exciting to see. I have 3. I know Moore's got some questions. Brock, obviously, you've got stuff. But of course, this conversation starts with Jalen Milroe. He is the most interesting reason to watch tonight. He's going to get a ton of playing time. Clint Kubiak, his head coach, said this about him recently.
He's grown quite a bit. Since the moment he got here, he lives in this building. He is tireless. When the guys go home, he's here doing the virtual reality on his own. It's really important to him to be successful, and he's going to give every ounce of his ability to make sure that happens. And he does it all with a phenomenal attitude and big heart. So I really enjoyed coaching him.
What can Jalen Milroe do tonight?
What did Russell Wilson do in 2012? He made his presence known and felt right away. Now, that was a little different animal, right? Mm-hmm. There were still multiple tents out there. The Ark was underneath one of them. T-Jack was underneath one of them. Russell was underneath one. That was different. Yeah. It was a much more competitive battle. But Russell Wilson, I still remember being in the booth with Menifee and him and I during the breaks. Dude, this dude's, these coaches love when players make the decision for them. Right? Coaches don't always want to make the decision. They want their resume, their tape. They want the player to make the decision for the coach. Just like as a parent, Salk, you want your kids to make the decisions and learn how to make decisions. And Russell Wilson made that decision in 2012 that I am going to be the guy. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you gave some money to the other guy. I'm sorry that T-Jack was beloved, but I'm the man. And he made that kind of presence felt. Different. Jalen can't do that to unseat the starting role, but he can make a lot of noise and make his presence felt tonight because he's going to get ample opportunity.
So if you were advising him on the best way to do that, what would you tell him?
1-2 run. Go through your progressions, right? I think what's going to be most important to Clint Kubiak, what's most important to a very detail-oriented head coach is make sure the operation. Hey, man, I know the plays. I know the shifts. I know the motions. I know the movement. I know, you operate everything that you've been doing. As he said, don't reinvent the position, Mike McDonald, in that clip you played earlier. So just play the position you played. You played in Rose Bowls. You played in big games. So just go out and play and operate. And then, personally, if I was his agent, I'd say, hey, Jalen, 1-2, go through your progression like you're supposed to. And run.
Well, so that's an interesting part of this for me. If you're Jalen Milroe, everyone knows you can run. I guess we don't know yet whether, what that looks like against NFL players.
This level?
That's kind of my point.
Jane Daniels and Lamar?
But, if you're him, this is always the hard thing with running quarterbacks. As much as I love them, and they are my favorite, and I don't know that I would want a world in which my team didn't have a quarterback that could run.
Yeah, you would if it was Joe Burrow.
I will say it again. And even Joe can run a little bit. I would not want to – I want a team with a quarterback that can run. If you're giving me the choice between Joe Burrow and the other top quarterbacks out there.
Tom Brady.
I'm just saying, if you're giving me a choice between Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, I'll take Lamar. Okay. If you're giving me a choice between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, I'll take Josh Allen. If you're giving me right now today a choice between Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, I'll take Jaden Daniels. I like quarterback that can run. That's my thing. Sorry. But I think when you are a quarterback trying to show whether or not you belong, it leads to a real question about how much you should run or whether you have to show them what you can do in the pocket is valuable. And I think that is such a in-between spot to be for someone like Jalen Milroe, and I hope he's not in between because, as you know, and we all talk about it all the time, that's a killer.
I didn't say run. I said 1-2 run.
Right.
And that's the key there. That's what I think cuts through there, Salk, some of the bias or the judgment or anything else. Hey, man, get your eyes through the progressions. We call this play, and, here's a progression read. Here's a half-field read. Here's a play-action read. Here's a boot read. Go through your progressions. But if they're covered, don't just throw it away. Don't just try to extend the play to throw it. If they're covered, go do what God has blessed you to do in ways, as Kalen DeBoer said when we chatted with him after the draft, in ways that the elite SEC running backs can't even run. Go and use your gifting and your skill set, and your plus elite skill, which are those legs.
Drew Lock was asked about him by Bumpin' Stacy the other day. Here's what he said.
Having Jalen in the room as a rookie has been fun. I've not had a rookie quarterback in any quarterback room that I've been in for now. This is 7 years. I finally get one.
Wow.
It's been fun to listen to questions that I've heard myself ask, back in the day. So being able to give him good advice and kind of be there for him is a part of my job now. It's kind of really fun. Been waiting for it, and I finally get that opportunity to help a young guy.
He really does seem like a good dude. Drew Lock.
Who were we talking about with the Seahawks the other day? I'm asking more of this, not you, Salk. You won't remember. The player that Torrey Horton, that ended up being in the perfect fit. Sucks to be a fifth rounder, lost a lot of money with the injury, but man, what a fit. What an opportunity. Jalen Milroe, from a QB room standpoint, Salk, ended up in an amazing place. And that's not just Jordan Palmer saying it or me saying it. Like, think if he was in any number of dysfunctional, disastrous places. Like, Drew knows who he is and what he is. Sam knows who he is and what he is. And they are genuinely rooting for him to do well tonight. You know who's not tomorrow? Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett and Huntley, right, for Shedeur. That's just not happening, right? And you can go around
because they're in a competition.
That's right, but
there is no competition here.
Well,
not really.
Well,
there's
always competition.
There's not much of it. It's not an immediate competition. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that.
Not immediate.
I think Sam Darnold knows that as long as he, takes care of business, he's starting quarterback here for a little while.
100%.
I don't know. I
mean,
think that's
Salk
pretty
did get
different.
called crazy for asking.
Right.
That.
Meanwhile, they've got like 12 people shuffling in and out in Cleveland, and nobody knows how that's going to end.
Okay, well, what about in Dallas with Joe Milton and Dak Prescott, right?
Yeah, and in Dallas seems like it's being really well run these days.
What if he's in Arizona?
So that's good.
With Kyler Murray. Like, just think of the different QB rooms in different environments.
I agree with you on that part. Some good texts that came in earlier. Brock, that story has me rolling on the floor in laughter.
I said it was fun, not funny.
This story is already too long. A bunch of rich people getting more free stuff. Boo.
Oh, boo.
Wow. That's too much. That's really that's going too far. 206 says, you're so wrong, Salk. If running is part of your game, you can't turn away from it to prove something. That's how you fall out of the league. No, I actually agree with you. I wasn't trying to state the obvious, the opposite of that, just that I think it's a challenge for guys in that spot to try to figure out and know what because you can't just run. You do have to be able to function as a quarterback. Anyway, Jalen Milroe is going to be a big part of this, and I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about him tomorrow. Don't you think the offensive scheme is something that you can still at least start to get something out of tonight? Right? Yep. What does this outside zone play action concept look like? Do you think it will look different to my eyes, to an average viewer's eyes?
I think the first thing that should look different, and maybe we can go back, and Brady's got amazing databases to do this, Brady Henderson, that how much shotgun were they in the first preseason game last year? Right, the preseason 3 games last year with Ryan Grubb. How many times did they drop back pass? How many times they sit in the shotgun? My eye remembers a lot, especially with Sam Howell trying to come in there, who played almost all the snaps. It felt like it was in gun every single snap. That will immediately feel very different, just as it did to you and Mora and everybody else that's been in practice. Like, whoa, there's 2 tight ends. Whoa, there's Robbie Oots. Whoa, there's a fullback. Whoa, they're under center. Whoa, they're really, I think they're going to be hyper committed to getting under center and creating movement and letting, again, these young linemen, younger tight ends, Oots, young running back, let these guys feel. I bet Mike will say that in the meeting there today. Hey, man, just let's let Pete and that other side, let's let our fans, let's let them feel your physicality, your violence, right? Just what we teach and what we've equipped. Now you get to do it. Right? All sorts of rules in these camps, all sorts of regulations of how many padded live, not now, not tonight. Go out and just smack them in the mouth. And I think you will see that commitment. I think your eye will see a fullback and tight ends and under center, and that will look very different than the scheme certainly last year.
I think that's kind of cool, and I'm excited to see that and kind of see what that looks like. Obviously, the rookies are a big part of tonight, and McDonald has said that those guys are probably going to get some action, regardless of whether or not they're likely to start or not. What are you looking for from various rookies tonight?
Ooh, all of them have a story to tell, right? From beginning to end. I hope Zabel needs to play. Like he's got to feel, especially if Pete and crew are going to play some of their ones defensively.
Mm-hmm.
You'd love to see him, get that opportunity to go play right from the jump. And Jalen, I'd like to see Arroyo as well. Right? I don't think any of these rookies need to be in bubble wrap. I'd like to see Torrey Horton. I mentioned Damian Martinez. I mentioned the lineman at the end of the draft. Yeah, 2021, whatever that was, 3 years ago, that draft. Yeah, Boye and all those guys, they too played as rookies. This one is from beginning to end the deepest, most experienced rookie class in the history of the franchise. And that is not hyperbole. We documented that after the draft of the thousands and thousands of snaps played, right? These are COVID year players. They're multiple 6-year players. These guys are not like, whoa, going to be wowed by the lights of a preseason game. So I want to see everybody in that rookie class contribute, and that might even mean Torrey Horton returning to punt, right? Like I want to see him do it. I want to see it full speed. I got to see it.
And I think we're going to, right? Brady kind of talked about that's one of the things that is a part of his game.
And I think it's also encouraging for them that Torrey Horton is, he's making catches and he's making plays, but just the fact that he's out there, I think, is a good sign, just given, where he was in the spring, kind of being limited, coming off the leg injury that ended his final college season. And so Torrey Horton is going to make the team. I think he's going to be their primary punt returner, and he might be their fourth receiver.
So Brady's been talking about him quite a bit. I know you guys keep saying third. We'll see where it goes. You guys are all pretty excited about him, huh?
Well, he's made a play every single day. McDonald had a great cut the other day. He's like, if you want to be a receiver and a young receiver and you want to, carve out your role, you've got to do it every day. Coach Sanford at our school calls it repeatable. It needs to be repeatable, not a one-time deal. I need to see it every single day, and every single day of camp, Torrey Horton has put that resume and that film out there for all his teammates and coaches to see. And now he'll get to do it. And he's got a unique skill set. MVS can really run. It's him and MVS, right? That's not Cooper. That's not JSN. That's not Bobo. That's not Derek. They're not just field stretchers and home run hitters.
Yeah,
they're not burners, and he is. And you want to see those Jets on full display tonight.
Does he need to show? I mean, again, that's sort of that same thing. He can run. Does he need to show that he can run by people, or does he need to show the route running and some of the other stuff that complements that?
Yeah, when you're a fifth-round pick, the answer to that is yes.
Yeah,
Do I need to show toughness? Do I need to show being a special teamer? Do I need to show the ability to run by? Do I need to show precision in my route running and my hands? Yes. Yeah, you got to do all that as a fifth-rounder.
For some reason, it made me think of a funny moment I had over this weekend. I was in Boston, as I think I told you guys, and I was reminded of a phrase that you hear in that part of the world that you do not, at least to my knowledge, hear anywhere else. I know people give me grief about, what is it I say that people don't like? I could care less, right? And people couldn't care less. I'm like, well, it's a sarcasm element. It's like, that's how I grew up saying it. I don't know what to tell you guys. Yep. But this is one, as you were saying, me too, that sort of reminded me. I met this woman briefly who was talking about her Frenchies, and so I asked her a question about it. Now we're talking about Frenchies for a minute. I don't know, middle-aged woman, thick Boston accent. And she's like, well, mine do this. I was like, oh, my God. I said, my Frenchies always do that. She goes, oh, man, so don't I. Which is a phrase that I don't think you could hear outside of the East Coast or outside of Boston. So don't I. Have you ever heard that? It means so do I. Like, oh, I love the little guy. So don't I. So don't I.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Really? Maura, you must have heard that.
I don't think I've heard my family out there say that.
Oh, my gosh. So don't I is one of my favorite absurd things that you will hear.
Okay,
in
you want to know what else is absurd and
so
super sad, Salk? We're 19 minutes into the segment.
Yeah.
And how have you not mentioned Nicky Mann?
Well, I was just about to.
I mean,
Brock.
seriously, dude.
I've got the sound on him. I've got the cursor on it right now. Thank you for giving me a lead in back into it. So don't I. Isn't that funny? For some reason, it made me laugh out loud when she said it. I hadn't heard it in forever. When I heard it, I just started laughing. So don't I. Mike McDonald excited about Nick Emmanwori. He keeps putting him in about 1 million different positions. But you know, the cool thing about it is he seems to have a recognition that as much as you got to fill his head up with all these different things to do, you also got to clear it enough for him to just go be physical.
We keep giving him stuff, and he just keeps executing. And you have to be careful that you don't take the playmaker out of the player. So that's something that, you know, is kind of on my mind. but he just keeps learning and keeps executing and keeps making plays. He's got great enthusiasm, and anytime you got a coaching point for him, he's very receptive towards it. And I mean, we've said this kind of ad nauseum here, but he's just a really, really fun player to coach. And the vets in the room are doing a great job with him too. Julian, Kobe, those guys. It's a good group.
Can he make plays tonight?
Yeah. Yep. Can he? 1,000%. When you're that fast, Salk, you have such an advantage. When you got Josh Naylor kind of speed, you have such confidence. Speed kills. And it is honestly such a, something I never, ever played a game in any sport and really felt like I had, right? Maybe when I pitched is a little leaguer, I love that. I felt like I could throw it by people, and certainly deep balls and those things, I had confidence. But as far as like just a physical trait, and you know this, when old Pete runs on the field, right, and he's going to be so jacked, so pumped. It's going to be so much fun. Where will his eyes be when he looks at this Seahawks team? You know where they'll be. They'll be right on that dude.
Yep.
Right there, maybe right next to him, Jalen Milroe. He will absolutely have his eyes all over those two guys. Why? Because they run like the wind.
Yep.
They move differently than even on an NFL field with all these studs.
It's worth saying he was their first defensive pick this year, right?
That they wanted in the first round.
Right. I mean, so like he's
yes.
not just a second round pick. He's right at the top of the second round, and he's their first defensive player who was, sort of in that late first, early second range. They happened to get him in the second round, but he's got first round kind of talent.
You know what could have easily happened?
Of course, eyes have got to go there.
You know what could have easily happened in this draft if things would have, fallen this way and that way, and Gray Zabel was gone, and the top guys were gone. They would have tried to trade down 25, take Nick Emmanwori, and then take the big tackle out of Oregon State, Big Jonah, who I liked a whole bunch.
Right.
Could have very easily been Nick Emmanwori in the first round and Jonas Savonaya in the second round. Instead, it was Gray Zabel, and coming way up to the top of the second round to make sure they got that dude.
All right, a lot of text messages coming in, not surprisingly. This is 2 in a row. I heard Mike say, "What's the phrase I say that people don't like?" How are we supposed to guess, Salk? There are so many. Matt in Oregon weighing in. What do I say that people don't like? Salk, I can't even begin to describe how much more specific you need to be. All right. That's enough out of you guys today.
It's game day.
Is it? Is that why people are like this? 253. Can Brock just tell another hilarious story? I need another laugh. Brock, could you please find a hilarious story?
Oh, I got another one. 9:30.
Do you?
Sure.
Are you sure?
So I got stories for days.
Well, you can tell stories about things that happen in your life. The question is, do you have stories? I understand that you know things that have happened in your life and you can relay them, but are they stories?
I knew what was at stake. The offensive line knew what was at stake. This whole team, we playing for keeps. It doesn't matter. It's the playoffs. It's time to go. Whoever ride, we ride. Whoever not, they got to go. And everybody in this team, in this locker room, they ride.
Well, if he were playing today, Thomas Rawls would be ready to go.
Would you boo him, Salk?
Are you?
Did he do enough good stuff that you could boo Thomas Rawls?
I would never boo Thomas Rawls. I'd cheer for that guy anywhere.
We're handling business right now. We on the hunt. We trying to go as far in the championship run. We trying to see wherever it leads us, and just deal with the result whenever it comes.
I don't know if anybody else finds those as funny as we do, but every time they make me laugh. Seahawks are going to play some actual preseason football tonight. We're going to talk to Jay Buhner about these Mariners who are on a roll next.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James G. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday the 7th and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Arroyo Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Rare and luxurious 100 years of exceptional automobiles is currently on display at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Feel the thrill of racing simulators. It's excitement for all, and out-of-town visitors will love it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to see you in a minute.
It doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour here for us, Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710. SeattleSports.com. We'll get back to some football talk today as well, as we're kind of bouncing back and forth with the red-hot Mariners and the start of the Seahawks preseason tonight as well. It's so good when Jay Buhner's in the booth, man. And then the combination of Jay in the booth with, some really good offensive baseball like we've been watching here for the last week or so since the trade deadline. Even cooler. And he joins us right now, the Bone himself. Jay, good morning. How are you?
Top of the morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I got to tell you, watching
the
this.
Mariners, man.
Right.
Holy cow.
What do you make of this new
so
lineup?
Fun, man. Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun to be in the booth because it's just like I'm on the seat of my pants, just like the Mariner fans are on their seats. The offense is unbelievable, and they're stealing bags and manufacturing run, getting their jerseys dirty, and it's like a completely revamped new team, new attitude, new personality, and you know what? I think the league's taking notice pretty darn quick. It's going to be some exciting baseball come September, and I'm really excited about that.
Deepest lineup your name was ever written into?
Man, I don't know. I mean, 97 was pretty special. 95 was special just because every day there was a new hero. Everyone contributed. That's what I see a lot of with this team right now is, everyone is contributing from start to finish. And it's been that way all year long. There was a time when the starting pitching was carrying it. The bullpen was carrying it. They had the best 7, 8, 9 hitters in the game for almost a month and a half. Now they made they made a couple of 3 trades here, and these guys have been immediate impact. I mean, you can see what can happen. Both of them stepping up there, going back leg and hitting some big home runs, and it's contagious. It's carrying over with everybody. It takes a lot of the pressure off of Cal. Now Cal can do some things and not stress about trying to hit a 3-run home run every time he goes to the plate. So, and slowly but surely, this team's getting healthy, and the starting pitching, which has been arguably the best in baseball for the last couple of years, are starting to get healthy. You got Miller right around the corner coming back, and then you got Vic getting ready and healthy and full of energy and bouncing off the walls inside the clubhouse, ready to go. And so he's not too far from being activated, which is another deadly weapon, in that lineup. Another guy that can go get it, another guy that can steal a money bag, another guy can pop one out of the ballpark. So, and another great attitude in that clubhouse. So it's been fun. The last couple, 3-4 days, I've been walking through that clubhouse, and it has been electric. It's been a lot of fun, and it's great to see the guys having fun and having a good time. It's good to see Danny smiling and not as stressed out. So that's always a good thing.
You mentioned the personalities. You mentioned the clubhouse. The Josh Naylor personality is fascinating to us. I don't know how many guys you've been around that have a similar personality to Josh Naylor. We generally keep it as clean as possible, as you know, here on this station and on the show. But he's got the red ass. It's just I don't know how else you're supposed to describe Josh Naylor.
No doubt about it. He's an old school player, man.
Who does he remind you of?
A lot of the guys, the way the game was supposed to be played years ago, not trying to be that old guy, but that's how a lot of the guys were. It's how everybody used to carry themselves. You show up for work, you play hard. There was a time and place to smile and have fun. But usually when you step across the line and in between the lines, it's all work. And that's what I love about it, especially when he hit his first home run. They handed him the pitchfork, and he looked at it. He just, if you could read his lips,
the disgust.
It was pretty comical. I think he had a little more fun with it the other day. You need somebody like that to, kick a guy in the butt, but also be able to pat a guy on the back. And that's what's awesome about him.
A couple names that have come up in trying to figure out what that personality is like. Randy Johnson was one, obviously a pitcher. Another one that came up today was Gary Sheffield, with just some of the disgust Sheff would show when you throw him a pitch that he destroyed. Like, I don't know how much you were around Randy. I don't know how much you were around Sheffield, but I'm trying to come up with some comps for what that personality is like.
Well, there was Dan Gladden that always had a snarl on his face when he played. Really and truly, a lot of the old school guys, old throwback, that's what he's from. But, it's just good to have him in that lineup. I mean, if you look around the league and you talk to anybody, especially anybody over with the Guardians and some of the places he's played and his reputation around the league, everybody knows he's a gamer. He's great in the clubhouse. Everybody loves him. He's one of the best teammates you'll ever have. And if you look at his numbers, they speak for themselves. I mean, 30 and over 100 last year. He's been getting squishy up there since he's come to Seattle. It's going to be very exciting. He's going to be a 20-20 guy. I think that's pretty safe to say. The 20 bags is not going to be a problem. He's double stealing, it seems like, the last two nights. He's stealing second, stealing third. It's amazing because he's a big boy too, but for being a big boy, he's pretty fleet on his feet. You saw him make a hell of a play over there at first base, spinning around on the throw that was up the line and into the base runner, and he was able to spin through, keep his foot on the bag, pop up, and not get hurt over there. So he's pretty amazing with the glove too. So he brings attitude. He brings a lot of different things to that team in the clubhouse, and more importantly is the damage he brings and the instant cog, and he leads by example, which is pretty good. You can already see guys are feeding off of that.
It's great to have Buhner around, especially when he socks Salk right in the kidney. It's even better to hear you on broadcast.
Say that 3 times, Salk.
Yeah, not going to do it. You're probably like me a little bit, Jay. You and I are probably aligned in this way. I'm a little leery of AI and all this stuff, but let me read this out loud, and you can either deny or agree, and then we'll get to Mr. Naylor's speed. Jay Buhner's most stolen bases in a single season was in 1992, when you stole how many bags?
3? I don't know.
Come on.
I have no clue.
You stole 12
Dude, I don't know.
bases.
I don't care.
You stole 12. Well,
see,
you stole 12 bags in 92. And, Jay, you hold the Major League Baseball record. No. I'm going to cut you off because you hold a record. You hold the Major League Baseball record for most times not caught stealing in a season with let me read this again.
Most steals without getting caught.
That's right. Yeah. 11 for 11 in 92 as well. You and Naylor. I mean, base stealers. How'd you do it?
Back in the double steals.
He is in the bottom 3 percentile as the slowest player in baseball. 97% of players in baseball today have a faster sprint speed than Josh Naylor. He's in the bottom 3%, and he's going to steal 20
It doesn't matter,
bucks.
though. It doesn't matter if you pay attention to the game and listen to some of his post-game deal, like especially yesterday. Listen to it a little bit, what he says. Mm-hmm. He shows up to the ballpark, and when he's on the bench, he's constantly watching the game. Constantly. And so he's picking up basically where the guy's, if he's got a slide step or he is on the rubber, how fast his time is he got a high leg kick. There's so many things that come into play. Not only that, he's watching how he's pitching to the guy ahead of him, what's going on in the game. He gets out on the base pass. He gets that little walking lead. If they don't stop him, he's gone. When you got a walking lead and your momentum's going, pretty much anybody can get there for the most part. But he's not afraid to take a chance, which is awesome. And if he can do it, that's what I was talking about earlier. Leading by example. If he can do it, then shoot, anybody on that team should be able to do it. You saw Cole get his first stolen base. Heck of a job over there by EY, giving him a little confidence and helping him out and being in his ear and telling him when to go and telling him, what his pop time is and all the different things. But, I mean, this team is not going to sit around and wait, and you can see that all right. It's pretty cool. But Naylor, he just it's just one of those guys. He gets it. He just knows how to steal a bag. And not only that, he's stealing freaking third base too, which is even more impressive, man. It's so fun to see a guy like that you look at, and he doesn't have your prototypical base stealing body. Let's just be honest. But he can pick them up and put them down. So, it's pretty cool to watch. And he is, he's just one of those guys that's really exciting.
Brock and I were talking yesterday, Jay. We were talking yesterday about, sort of urgency and various words that don't always necessarily fit perfectly in baseball. But the one we kind of settled on was focus, that it does feel, and you've been on some teams that have locked it in late in the season and into the postseason, where all of a sudden it just feels like they can't do anything wrong. They don't miss a pitch when there's one to hit. They make every play in the field. They're just sort of a level of, I think it's focus, but you would have a better term for it. What is it like when a team locks it in late in the year and starts kind of really doing its thing into the postseason?
Well, other teams take notice first and foremost. It gets around the league in a hurry. Just like it's getting around the league right now, the dichotomy to that is look at the Yankees right now. What are they doing? They're playing some ugly damn baseball. I mean, they're finding out ways to lose ball games and mental mistakes beyond mental mistakes, not knowing how many outs there are, getting picked off. I mean, so it's the complete opposite. And the Mariners are just, they just got that. They got that vibe right now, and I think their feeling is at least it was for us when we were in our heydays and in the stretch, especially '95. If we lost a game, it's just we looked at it. We ran out of outs. We just ran out of outs, man. But we'll pick it up tomorrow. And that's kind of the attitude these guys have. They're having fun. They're pulling for one another. They're picking each other up. There's no doubt about that. But they're having a blast. And like I said before, I'll repeat it again, that clubhouse is just really something special, man. I mean, it's been that way all year this year. It's just there's something in the air this year. I think these guys know it's really special. And I'll tip my hat to the ownership group, John and Jeff and the list. They really stepped up, put their balls on the line, said, we're going to do something. We got a couple of holes here, and we're going to fill them. And, they did it, man. So now it's up to these guys. I mean, you can look at it any way you want to look at it. Is it pressure? Hell yeah, it's pressure. But you know what? You got the team now. They stepped up. Now it's time for these guys to step up, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a really exciting run. I'm looking forward to doing my last game on the road in Houston, the 19th to the 21st, and hopefully there's some champagne involved because I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Jay, there were often times I'd sit in my NFL locker room back in the day and look at Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson, future Hall of Famers, some of the best to ever play offensive line. I'm in my red jersey in practice, and these guys are just laying their body on the line. And I had such a respect. Some of the violence that these backs would take with hits and everything else. I wonder, as a positional player, your body wears down over 120 games and everything else, but to look over at Cal Raleigh and what that guy is doing night in and night out, is there something analogous to me and those O-linemen?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's so many hats that guy's got to wear. Not only is he trying to freaking take BP, he's got to get an equal amount of swings from the right side as he does from the left side, and then he's trying to manage the game, and he's trying to basically manage the pitching staff, and he's got to communicate with that, and then he's also got to do the same thing with the umpires and build that bond and that respect and get the strike zone. So he's working that, and then he's going in and he's basically talking to the pitching coach. And there's so many different things. And then on top of it, oh, by the way, he's a catcher and he plays every single day. I mean, he takes a beating back there, and then he fouls the ball off his foot. And I mean, there's just so many things. And he just, you never see him complain. He's always steady. But you know what? You're exactly right. At this point of the year, some of these guys are trying to, they've hit the wall and they're trying to break through that wall and get that second win. And it goes right back to what I said before. There's the trade deadline and they go and make some moves for you. Some of these guys got an all-star break and got a chance to, recharge a little bit. Cal didn't have that luxury. Oh, by the way, he went and won the home run derby. That takes a hell of a lot out of you too. He didn't get those 3 days of a mental break. So, there's going to be peaks and valleys, and there's going to be a time right now, since the All-Star break, it's been a little bit little bit of a slow go for him. But you know what? It's a grind, man, and he's figured out a way to do it. And comes up with a big base hit last night, and he'll continue to keep doing that. But the moves they made to get a couple of these guys in there is taking a lot of the pressure off of him.
Well, so and it could even get him a break, right? I mean, now that you've got Gino and Naylor, he may not want it, but that doesn't mean it's not the best idea for him to have one now and again. And
something says he probably will today,
right?
So we'll just say that.
That was kind of my thought. Was like, hey, you're playing Chicago. You've come up with a couple of wins. Can you get him off his feet for a full day today?
I think that'll happen.
Good, and it should.
That might happen.
It should. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year where you got some guys that need to step up and carry the load a little bit for some of these guys, and some of these bench guys are going to have to step up a little bit too. They're not going to get a whole lot of playing time now. Pretty much what you see is what you get with that starting lineup. It's going to be the same lineup pretty much every day. Slap it up on the wall. It's not going to change a lot. So these guys better get ready when they get their opportunity. I mean, I like the fact they put Mastro in there and Demo in there a little bit the other day and gave the guys a couple days, a couple innings off, but it's not going to happen a whole lot. These guys got to have to buckle up, Chuck, and especially this morning, it's going to be a quick turnaround. But, you've already won the series, and they got a Rule 5 guy that's on the mound today, and just figure out a way to continue to keep doing what they're doing, and that's putting pressure pitches on that pitcher because they're not waiting around. They're stealing the bag, and next thing you know, somebody gets a big base hit. You saw what happened last night. It was bam, bam. Next thing you know, they dropped a 5-spot can of whoop ass on them, and it's a good thing they did because this young Chicago team, they're hunting the fastball and they're not missing it. So it made it pretty interesting at the end. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice to be able to be in this situation and talk about this team from this standpoint because they got everything that matches up. I think everybody around the league knows on paper their pitching staff stacks up against anybody. They've made a nice move to get another lefty in there in Ferg, who's tested, playoff tested with the Dodgers. So that certainly helps and takes a lot off of Gabe over there. And I think it could be pretty magical.
Interesting. Well, it does sound like you might know somebody and I don't know, helps make out a lineup for the team or something. It feels like you might have access to some information. I don't know how you would. It must be a really good report. It's like having Jeff Passan on the line here, Brock, on a Thursday instead of a Tuesday. Jay, it is.
I think you guys think along the same way too. Come on,
we do. I can't let you go though. I can't let you go without this. And I know we're a little bit late, Salk. So. You're in town.
Screw it, man.
We got time. Just do it, Brock. Just go.
You're in town.
Rule number one, you'll decide.
You're in town to celebrate Ichiro as well. How freaking cool was that Hall of Fame speech and the celebration of the first Japanese player here in America to get to the Hall? Just your thoughts on the whole entire deal up there in New York.
I didn't know he spoke English.
You liar. You big fat liar. Don't show up on our show and lie to the people. We have actual listeners who demand accountability, Jay. Don't lie to the people.
I mean, dude, it's so itchy though. Everything he takes on full speed ahead, man. I mean, the challenge, you knew he was going to nail it. That's just him, and that's the way he does things. And so, I mean, he was funny. I mean, guys, you got months and months and months of him showing up and talking in front of people, giving his speech. I mean, this guy was not going to fail. He was not going to get hung. He was going to nail it. And he did. And it shouldn't surprise anybody because that's just the way he is. And he's a funny guy, and he's a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him. And it's so impressive because think about it. There's no way. I know about 3 or 4 words in Japanese, and they're all bad words because that's typical. But and for him,
so they're the same 3 or 4 words you know in English. That's amazing.
But I mean, for 30 minutes. He spoke in English there. I mean, that's impressive, man. I mean, and he nailed it. So, and he's got one more coming up on Saturday, and that's going to be fun to be a part. And it's going to be fun to rub elbows with all Hall of Famers in there and have a couple of libations and get caught up and rap about old times. So, yeah, it's quite the week for Itchy and well-deserved.
How about the way Randy handled that whole thing too? Randy Johnson with the 251s and saying, yeah, I'm happy to go in and all of that, but I don't want to do anything to take away from Ichiro's moment. I thought that was a pretty, he spent some time on the air talking with everybody about it about a month or two ago, but I thought that was awesome, wasn't it?
Well, I tell you, I mean, that's Randy. We all know Randy is being a red ass, and Randy has his moments. But I will tell you, Randy is first class. And, Itchy asked him to wear number 51. And I think at the end of the day, it was well handled. Randy's going to get his just due, just like he should. And I agree with you 100%. I mean, it was good to see him yesterday walking through the clubhouse. He's in town doing his book thing, and he's got another little book deal going on today, and slowly but surely the boys are starting to show up. Felix will be in town here pretty soon, and Junebug's already here. So, there's a little extra vibe going around, some special people walking through the clubhouse, and that always sends a good sign, a good signal. So, he handled it very, very well. Yeah. But that's Randy, though, man. Randy don't dick around, and what you see is what you get. So. That was cool. Awesome when he was, and that was awesome when he pitched too. Because if all hell broke loose, he'd step up on the top step and put a kibosh to that pretty darn quick.
All right, well, Jay, we gotta let you go. Our dump button is out. We're out of dump space. We've already used the dump button too many times in just a 20-minute interview. So now we have to let you go because if you say something else, we have no ability to dump it. So now we've got to let you go.
Full of it. You guys are full of it.
I wish I could say. I wish I was lying.
Too,
this one is actually true. We actually have to let Jay go because our dump button takes a while to come back and gear up to speed.
Love you, Jay.
Know you later, boys.
See you, buddy. There's Jay Buhner.
Cheers,
truly one of the great guests in all of radio. One of the great people I've ever met in the game of baseball. Just a laugh riot, man. I love that guy.
He's our Charles Barkley.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Charles. Yes.
He can say things that nobody else can say.
That's a great point. There are three people I think that get away with that. Jay Buhner, Charles Barkley, David Ortiz. Like they're like the three, and they all have a sense of confidence, right? Of like, well, I'm just going to say it and you're going to be okay with it because you know my intention, and that sort of allows me to get away with it. And Jay is absolutely in that category. What a great comp, Brock. You're absolutely right.
And you know what else he is feeling, and Junebug is feeling, and Randy's feeling, and these guys are all, and Felix coming back is feeling. They are feeling like, whoa, I like this team.
Mm-hmm.
They're feeling something that just collectively, right? And we've had these celebrations.
I think the moment Dan Wilson was hired as the manager, that group was pretty excited to like this team.
I think that's fair, but I'm talking about the players. I'm talking about the product. I'm talking about Julio and Cal.
Mm-hmm.
And now Naylor, and like this is a group in the commitment, as he said, that ownership made. Right? I mean, we can be hard on ownership. Fan base been hard on ownership. We can be demanding on ownership. Ownership committed at the trade deadline in ways that very few in baseball did. They said we were going to give Jerry and Justin the freedom and the opportunity to take on $6, $7, $8, $10 million in salary, Salk, to do this. Because we're not going to let Cal's season go. We're not going to let this rotation that has put us in this position over the years. We're just not going to let it pass. The window is open, and we're going to have urgency in our jobs to increase the budget and increase that payroll and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for all of these dudes coming back, there's going to be an appreciation for that. The product on the field, the commitment off of it, and hopefully doing something that they couldn't do and get to a World Series.
You think we'll get it from Randy after the last time he was in? And had he had a lot to say about some of that stuff when he was in last.
Back then it was a little different at times.
Uh-huh.
So speaking to that, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think those guys will duck away from some of it, but they'll celebrate Ichiro first and foremost, and rightfully so, which is also awesome. I mean, just awesome.
Pretty funny.
Yes.
Yeah, first time Jay ever heard him speak English. Go figure. Who could have guessed?
How many times did you hit the dump button?
Don't worry about that. We don't want to tell we can't give away all of our trade secrets, Brock. We can't give away all of our trade secrets. Let's just say it takes a few seconds for that thing to build all the way back up, and want to make sure that we don't get ourselves in trouble. Want to keep the license here on the station so that we can still be on tomorrow on 710 on 97.3 HD2 and everywhere else you find us. We'll be right back with a late version of everything you need to know next.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swinging a drive deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, what could patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Where are your patients from?
We see patients from all over, patients from out of state, Alaska, Idaho, from all over the world, honestly, since it's such a short treatment.
How can someone get a hold of you?
Yeah, I would encourage patients to reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to schedule a consultation.
Thank you, Dr. Landis and the team at Swedish CyberKnife for the wonderful work they do. And remember, you don't need a physician's referral. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. That's swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, you heard from Jay Buhner that there may be a day off in store for Cal Raleigh today. Makes sense. Day game after a night game, and not just a DH day. Maybe against Chicago is a good opportunity with this new revamped, deeper lineup to give him a day to just sit and rest and watch and collect himself and prepare for what is going to be a heck of a sprint here over the last 7 weeks of this baseball season. And the Mariners put themselves in really good shape. They did it again last night. I like the way Jay described it. Like, it's just all of a sudden, bang, they score 7 runs. Like, they can just come right at you and do those things in bunches, put up some crooked numbers. And, you know, when you can do that with the long ball, when you can do that with taking walks, everything else that they do, yeah, you end up with those big moments, and you've got the guys to kind of cap them off.
Cannon ready. Runners at second and third. Delivers. Swing and a well-hit ball. Deep to left field. Holy smokes, it is over the out-of-town scoreboard. A rocket to left center. Julio Rodriguez with number 21 on the season.
Remember when Julio first came up, Brock, and we were talking about how he was doing so many crazy things, and you knew they were crazy and amazing because of the way his teammates reacted to them by laughing? Well, you heard it there from Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Not a teammate, but a guy's been in the game forever. Yep. He just laughs. Like, oh, yep. What is that? See you later.
Yeah, that was quite loud. And those guys also know it, like, right before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Those baseball guys, Blow was the same way. Like, that's a hanging pitch. They see it. They slow it down. They know what's kind of, they could see the swing, all the things that Jay said that veteran baseball players see and process that, you know, as fans and even fanatical baseball fans that we are, we just don't have the same optics. So, yeah, that laugh came just at the crack of the bat because he knew that cookie, that cement mixer, that thing was going to be long, long gone. And so was Mr. Naylor's, and so were many of the other shots over the course of that night. Can we add one more thing, too, speaking of lexicon? Can we add walks, home runs, and steals? Because this is not just a team that's reliant on walks and home runs.
That's fair, yeah.
Right? It's not small ball. It's not, you could say manufacturing, but it's just pressurizing. I love the way Jay said that, too, being aggressive. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Your opponent knows it, too, that you're going to be aggressive and come right at them.
Yeah, well, you saw all of that last night. We'll get to the steals here in a couple of minutes. But the offense is really, really, you just see it. And Moore used the word early this morning. We can talk about it when we come back in a few, but it just looks sustainable. It looks real in a way that at times it didn't always early this season. I think your eyes are telling you, your brain is telling you, the lineup is telling you, your ear, like all the senses are coming together. Like the smell I had last night trying to drive these 3 girls home from hockey practice. Dear God. Whew. Get those windows open, people. Keep those windows wide open.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Texter asked if it was girls that smell. They're like, oh, I bring my boys back from this and that. They don't smell. No, it's hockey that smells. Boys, girls, doesn't matter.
This may be inappropriate.
Stink to holy hell.
But Jay Buhner already set the inappropriate bar so far. I would think that Cecily's 11. I would think that 11, 12-year-old hockey boys smell infinitely even worse.
I don't think there's no infinite on that. Like, you can't get to that much worse than what I was dealing with last night. I'm sure something smells worse, and I'm not saying 11 and 12-year-old hockey boys smell good. I'm sure they do smell worse, but I don't know how you could say infinitely worse without having been in my car.
Hey, hockey mom out there that's had to put the gas mask on when you pick up the 3 13-year-olds in their pads.
By the way, that doesn't get better as they get older. They just continue to smell worse and worse forever. Football doesn't smell great either. It's not quite hockey, but football doesn't smell great. We're going to get to see some real preseason football tonight. Seahawks in action at home. The return of Pete Carroll, kind of. The return of Geno Smith, although he's not going to play. Still fun to see all those guys in action tonight.
Yeah, and
or in the building, I should say.
It looks like it's going to be a nice little night too, huh? Sun's going to come out.
Eventually.
First pitch going to be 68 degrees at first pitch. You got a little light rain right now, and then 69 and sunny tonight. I mean, it's just going to be a glorious day.
Yeah.
Of unbelievable activity right there on Royal Bromar. On one side this afternoon, the matinee, the Mariners look to sweep. And then a whole new era, with both the Raiders, Pete and Geno in that fold, and the Seahawks getting it going with a whole new offense as well.
Yeah, Mike McDonald excited to see this play out.
There's so much to get out of these games. There's a lot of position battles that you want to see. You want to see how guys, handle, live and in color, schemes that necessarily they haven't been seeing the last, X amount of practices. Going against other people is really exciting. Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun. And we want to win the game. So that's how we'll call it, and that's how we'll handle all the situations. But getting our guys, great reps as well. We want to get our guys an opportunity to go show what they've been practicing and been training to do.
Yeah, so that'll go down tonight. Jalen Milroe, of course, all eyes going to be there to see what he's capable of and his first action for the Seahawks.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
We've been talking about this a lot today. But Josh Naylor stealing bags is unbelievable.
And there goes Naylor the third, and the running behind him, Geno. Pitch on the way, a strike, no throw by Teal, a double steal.
Now, that's a double steal, but he didn't have the back end.
No.
Geno snaked the back end of the double steal like Jay was talking about earlier. But I don't know. Naylor's only had, so he's had, 10 and 12 games. Okay, the only other person to ever do that in their first 12 games with the team is Billy Hamilton, who I think is, if he's not the fastest person that ever has played in the game, he's on the list.
Yep.
He used to steal routinely like 70, 80, 90 bags a year in the minors. So, and that includes all of the times Ricky Henderson showed up on a new team. There have been like 100 of those, and he never stole 10 bags in 12 games in his first 12 with the team. Naylor has at least one or two where he got picked off but managed to be safe. He's got, I think, one on the back end of a double steal, but a bunch of them have just been legit stolen bags.
Yep.
So do you want to hear what he said? Because Jay kind of referenced this. Here he is talking about what he does during a game.
I just try to watch the game. To be honest, I think there's a lot of value in watching the game when you're not actually in it, when you're not hitting.
I'm sorry, I can't keep playing the audio. It's just too muddy. But what he's saying is I just watch the game, and there's a lot of value in that. And
I don't look at the iPads.
Right.
I don't go back up in the clubhouse. I don't go into the cage. I watch the game. Done all my work so I can slow down. And I do wonder, Salk, I was chatting with Maura and Lyle a little bit off the air about this, like just this younger generation that is so instant, constant. I put myself even in this media world, like, yep, here's this, here's that, I got to get that. You got to just be constantly on. Can you slow down enough to just watch the game?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty cool lesson for these young players as well, that a Cole Young gets to see and a Julio gets to see. And like, yeah, man, you know why I steal these bases? Because I'm a savvy old vet.
Yeah,
that knows. Yes.
Well, and that's everything you need to know. It does kind of come back to something about baseball, which is it's a hard game to focus all the time. It's long. It takes forever. You do it every night. That is one of the challenges that baseball throws at you. So if you can stay focused, and we talk about kind of teams locking it in late, if you can, those are really important qualities for a baseball team. Let's see, we got a lot of texts here. Hockey has the worst smell of any sport. Something about the cold temperature just does something to the sweat. It's unreal. No, I would agree with it. It's disgusting. Mike is 1,000% right. Hockey is by far the worst. My mom used to make me keep my gear outside under a carport. Other people saying soccer. No, we're talking about sports, guys. A couple of others. I don't know. What? Sports. This is a sports station. Seattle Sports.
Yeah, I wouldn't put. How could the shin guards in soccer?
No, there's feet
Yeah, I
smelling
think the more
soccer.
gear, the stinkier. Soccer doesn't have enough gear.
Get out of here with soccer. It's typical of a soccer. We're like, talk about me, but what about my silly sport? What about soccer? How come you guys don't include soccer? Because you don't smell as bad as the players that are actually out there wearing equipment. You're falling around and flopping on the ground. That doesn't smell bad. It looks bad. It's bad to watch, but it doesn't smell bad.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Swing and a drive, deep to right field. Holy smokes, where is this going to land? Josh Naylor. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
This afternoon, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 1:10. Pregame at noon.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
Oh, man, I was so lucky last week. Got a chance to go over to the brand new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel and take a tour before the hotel opens up. Tomorrow is the first night. Yeah, it's awesome. The rooms are unbelievable. They're really, really nice. Cool hardwood floor in a bunch of them. That was awesome. The pool and spa area is out of control. The new restaurant, there's this crazy sports bar with an unbelievable view, great food, drinks, the whole deal. You just got to go check it out. The expanded non-smoking gaming floor, all of it. Just go to snocasino.com. Yes, Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
At Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, experience the power of choice. Whether you're cruising in a fuel-sipping Prius, tackling trails in a rugged Tacoma, hauling with the mighty Tundra, or commuting in comfort with the Camry or RAV4, your perfect Toyota is waiting. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. 2 locations, endless possibilities. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, the power of choice is yours. Visit their incredible team and beautiful showrooms today or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Icy cool and oh so sweet. It's $305,000 in cash. Turn over a new leaf by winning your share of these big summer bucks. Every Saturday in July and August, golden opportunities abound with hourly drawings from 8 p.m. until midnight when one grand prize winner will score 10 grand with 50 grand on the last Saturday of each month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk
Weekdays 6 to 10.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh, the soccer fans are a little hurt. Oh, no, they're mad. They're flopping around on the ground on our text machine. The poor soccer fans. It's so sad. Joe in Spokane says, I think Salk was just never picked to be on the soccer team when he was 9 or 10. I did. I played soccer like little kids because it's a little kid sport. And then eventually I tried to tackle somebody who had a breakaway, and they told me not to play anymore and to go play football, which I did. But if you want to keep playing soccer after being a little kid, I get it. Some people want to, play checkers their whole life instead of moving on to chess. That's fine. Like for me, eventually I got too old and I started playing other sports instead of soccer. So just me. I know it's all relative.
Are you done? Are you done?
About what? What? Are we still doing a show here? I was just talking.
Yeah.
The show?
You done?
Yeah.
You ready for game day? I mean, it's coming. It's not just the Seahawks either. It's game day. It's a game day sweep of these White Sox. We could pull, to 1.5 games because there are only 4 big league games and the Astros aren't playing and just about everybody else isn't playing, but you are this afternoon to go get it done. And then tonight, I got some numbers for you. Thanks to our esteemed board operator, Lyle Goldstein. I couldn't find on ESPN or the other stats place I looked for Russell Wilson's stats, his very first game of the preseason in 2012, which is what Jalen Milroe is going to do. He played a half. I didn't realize Matt Flynn played the entire first half of that game at Tennessee. You remember it? The drop touchdown by T.O., an unfortunate tip pick by Matt Flynn, and here comes Russell Wilson in that second half. Opening drive, opening first possession, 5 of 5, 85 yards, right down the field. 12 of 16, $124 and a touchdown. 3 runs, 59 yards and a touchdown. He's signing up for that for Mr. Milroe tonight.
I mean, I'd sign up for Milroe to do anything similar to what Russ did that year, but I mean, I don't think he did. It's just a different situation. I mean, when Russ came here, I appreciate you going through the time and looking through it. When Russ was here as a rookie, the thing that made him stand out was how polished he was. Milroe's not that.
You sure? He's played 3 years of college football.
I didn't say
played in the big bad SEC.
I didn't say experienced. I said polished.
Bowl.
You think he's polished?
No.
Okay, then stop being difficult for the sake of being difficult. He is just not. That's not who he is. It's a different kind of a thing. They're both rookies. They're both 3rd-round picks. They're both guys who can run. They're both guys. Like, there's some similarities. I'm not trying to say there aren't. But Russ's thing was how polished he was.
Yeah, he was like
this guy's thing is how athletic he is, and if you can figure out how to harness it, that talent may take you somewhere great. But I am not expecting him to be polished like Russ was in game 1 of the preseason.
But I don't expect him to be raw and not understand it either. This is a guy that's there at 5 a.m, a guy with virtual reality that's sticking around at night, a guy that's played at the highest level, a guy that played for Nick Saban, a guy that played for Kalen DeBoer, a guy that's been around really high-level football. So we're not talking about homeboy from Findlay College playing right tackle, right? We're talking about a third-round pick, the highest pick since Russell. For John Schneider at that position. We're talking about ample opportunities.
But remember, when Russ did it, Brock, A, he was more polished, and B, he got more opportunities in camp. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I know we disagreed the other day on the Shedeur Sanders thing and whether or not they're putting him in a bad position or not. But there is some truth to the fact that, look, Russ had 1/3 of the snaps. That was an open competition between 3 guys, and he had at least 1/3 of the snaps, if not more. What do you think Milroe has? 10%, 20%, maybe?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so I don't know. Like that's different. That is a different thing. So I'm not judging him the same way. I'm just not.
Is. And I'm not trying to make something out of nothing. The point is he's going to have an incredible runway to take off with his talents. You're going to get to play against a lot of second and third stringers there with the Raiders. And Pete is a guy, and we'll see tonight, but he's typically a guy that defensively likes to kind of do what? Stay over the top. Keep everything in front of you. Eliminate the big plays. We've seen dual threat quarterbacks against that thought and that scheme have a whole lot of success as they get to run around and they get to create and they get to go out and do things. One thing that will be awesome tonight, and I said this in Blue 88 about Chip Kelly and all the run game and the physical presence that they're going to bring. You know what else you'll have tonight? 2 coaches that desperately both want to win. Mike McDonald said as such. Right? You played that cut earlier. How are we approaching this thing? We want to win. How do you think Pete Carroll's approaching this thing tonight with Geno Smith and his whole crew coming in and Jamal Adams?
Right.
And all the former – they want to win.
I forgot about Jamal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I forgot Jamal was going to be here.
Can't wait to see big game.
No, Prez.
Rolls.
The Prez is going to be here again.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
So you don't just forget about Jamal
I just
Adams.
did. Yeah, no, I did. I forgot about him. Straight up forgot about him until you reminded me that was going to be happening.
Yeah, and then I can't remember. I just, looking back at the entirety of a draft class. Yes, the Boy A class, the K9, the Woolen, they came on and they certainly got opportunities. But look at this draft class. From Gray Zabel to Arroyo to Emmanwori to Jalen Milroe to our wide receiver we can't stop talking about, Torrey Horton, to Oots, to Cabledew, to Richie. I mean, they're all to Ricky White, the bottom end of that, who's a special teams just dynamite. Like, they're all going to go. And they're all going to get their first time to play their first NFL game, which is a special, special thing as well.
The soccer players are so mad.
They should be.
Should they? I don't know. Why do soccer players have no sense of humor, though? That is the thing that's always surprised me about soccer players. Like, guys, lighten up, Francis. Like, come on. Some of the responses are pretty hilarious, and they're like 100 lines long and really impassioned.
Do you know the high school sport with the second most concussions?
Soccer?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know they bump into each other sometimes. It's really hard for them. They occasionally bump into each other, and then they get a concussion. I don't know if that's a toughness thing or what. I don't know why that happens that way.
Are you going to be texting tonight? What are we going to do tonight? Are you going to be
that's
actively
a good question.
engaged? How are we going to do
I'm going to be watching, but you're annoying on text during games. So
I won't be tonight. I got the coaching staff over tonight.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
Do they know what that's like?
No, they don't yet.
Oh, those poor fellows. They don't know about how you rewind and pause and screw it up and rewind again and all that.
Hey, Coach, look at that. That's Wizard. That's what we call Wizard. Go back. Look at that triple team. Look at the triple
Can
right
you
there. Look at the
please
triple.
put me on that text thread so that I can tell your coaches to bail now while they have a chance to not watch the game at your house?
No.
Oh, man. That's a huge – they don't know how bad they don't know what they're in store for. I'm just, I just like to be by myself. I just want to sit and watch. That's my plan. Just sit and watch.
It will be cool to have Mike Robb and Mike Bennett and Pete.
Remember how good they were last year? Remember how much they were? They were really good at this. Yes. I loved that broadcast last year. I thought it was so fun.
And I think of any show on the station this week, we've probably given the most short shrift to Coach Carroll and what that means coming back, man. Everything that he did here, all the legacy he built, the Super Bowl that he did bring, and nearly Pete Carroll's coming back as the coach of the Raiders, as an opposing coach in our building to compete, and he is going to go for it, man.
Hold on, though. 253 saying, Salk, you got injured for briskly walking with Mora. But unlike a soccer player, I finished the race with a busted hamstring and still won.
But then you acted like a soccer player. You're like, don't touch me.
Dude, I pulled my
Don't touch
hamstring.
me. Don't
I got the
touch me,
job
bro.
done first, and then I got off the field and said, okay, now you get to be hurt over here. I didn't have you carry me off the field or the racetrack.
Ice? I need ice. I gotta go to the hospital.
Dude, I was in a lot of pain. That hurt a lot. We gotta go. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy what could be a great day here in Seattle sports between the baseball game going for a sweep this afternoon, and then football tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Bump and Stacy up next, and the Hay Barn. See everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Four down territory, going inside the game with former Cougs and Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who will make the biggest plays on offense this year?
I think the bigger plays in the pass game this year are going to be made by MVS. That he is going to be the sniper in this whole deal. Snipers, they aren't seen, but their impacts are big. But I'm talking about bombs, throwing that thing deep over the top. I think MVS will and should be the leader when it comes to that.
Four down territory, every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added two fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
Step back into automotive history at LeMay, America's Car Museum. The current exhibit, rare and luxurious, features 100 years of exceptional automobiles, including stunning classics to beauties worth millions. Feel the thrill of driving a Formula One car on the exhilarating racing simulators and lunch in the cafe. It's a must activity for out-of-town guests, friends, and families. Plan your visit at americascarmuseum.org. Open Thursday through Monday. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Check them out for yourself at wayscarford.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the White Sox 8-6 yesterday. Josh Naylor got his 10th stolen base in 12 games and hit a home run. Cal Raleigh knocked in a 2 RBI single. The Mariners go for a series sweep today in a matinee finale. First pitch at 1:10 p.m. Pregame show starts at noon right here on Seattle Sports. The Seahawks open up their preseason against the Raiders tonight at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. Hosted by Michael Bumpus.
Yeah.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.